Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Friday Night Football on PlayOnSports.com. It's the PlayOnSports.com pregame show live from the campus of Olympian High School in South San Diego County, just a stone's throw away from the international border. I'm TC Wardell alongside my partner Bob Osuna on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. And fans, grab your snacks, your favorite beverage, and get comfortable as you have it tuned in to the marquee matchup in the San Diego section tonight. As league and neighborhood rivals clash in a battle of unbeatens, the host, Olympian High Eagles, undefeated and ranked 9th in the section, take on the Otai Ranch Mustangs, who also boast a perfect 6-0 record and are ranked 10th in San Diego. Now, even though these two school campuses are just over a mile apart, they have faced each other only once, resulting in Olympian's unneighborly 34-6 victory over the Mustangs last year. In 2011, Olympian High was the section runner-up in Division III, making their way to the title game at Qualcomm Stadium, only to fall to defending champion Cathedral Catholic. Now, the Eagles are led by legendary head coach Gil Warren, 71 years young, and the master of the wing T offense. And Bob, Coach Warren has a lot of offensive weapons at his disposal.
Oh, absolutely. You know, Olympian comes in tonight just fired up, coming in with an undefeated record, and they come in behind with their wide receiver Sergio Bailey and their quarterback Christopher Humphrey. Those two right there are the connection that really makes this offense go. But then again, on their running backs right there, Andrell Snowden, look for him tonight to get a lot of carries, comes into tonight with 40 carries, 420 yards, and a 10.5 yard per carry average. So, hey, when you're getting 10 yards a pop, TC, well, any coach will take that any day.
I'll take it any day. We're going to take a quick break for the playing of our national anthem. So we'll be back in just a few moments with the pregame show here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. Hey, welcome back to PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. We just had the national anthem sung here from Olympian High School, and we're going to continue with the pregame show just a few moments before kickoff. And Bob, and we'll talk quickly about the Otai Ranch Mustangs. They're making the short jog down Olympic Parkway. The visiting Mustangs bouncing back with a vengeance from last year's disappointing 5-5 season. The schedule makers have not made it easy on the Mustangs this season as they open the year with 4 consecutive road games, which included powerhouses Mount Miguel and St. Augustine. Now, Otai Ranch boasts a very balanced offensive attack, and that starts with dual-threat quarterback Kyle Hawkins and leading receiver Chris Martin. But focus is going to be on the Mustang defense tonight as they look to slow down an explosive Olympian ground attack that averages 230 yards rushing and 37 points a game. So, Bob, you are the anointed king of South Bay San Diego football, and we await with bated breath as to your thoughts on how Otai Ranch slows down the Eagle rush attack.
Well, well, you're really putting me on the spot right now because,
pressure.
Coach Lancina and Coach Warren are two very well-respected coaches here in the South Bay, and I guarantee you they have their teams prepared tonight. The key for Otai Ranch is to let their playmakers make plays. They are very athletic on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. So when you look at their quarterback coming in tonight, Kyle Hawkins, 58 completions out of 94 attempts, already 1,130 yards, 12 TDs, and 7 interceptions. He's a gunslinger, TC, and not only can he throw the ball, he runs it when he gets in trouble as well. So looking at film and Kyle Hawkins, you've really got to put a spy on him because once he gets out of the pocket, and if you don't have anybody singled up on him, he can hurt you.
Question about it. This is the game of the week, no question, in the San Diego section. Both teams 6-0. Both teams Metro Mesa League rivals. Both teams a mile apart from each other. This is a game between family members, a game between friends. We've been playing Pop Warner against each other since beginning of time. We have been waiting for this one, and this is going to be the #1 game in the county. So that's going to do it for tonight's PlayOnSports.com pregame show. We'll be back with the kickoff of tonight's Metro Mesa League contest between Otai Ranch and Olympian High in just a few moments. Friday Night Football begins next on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. And welcome back to Friday Night Football on PlayOnSports.com, coming to you live from the campus of Olympian High School in South San Diego County. I'm TC Wardell alongside my partner Bob Osuna on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Tonight, Metro Mesa League rivals and neighborhood schools collide in a battle of unbeatens as the 10th-ranked Otai Ranch Mustangs take the short stroll down the street to take on the 9th-ranked Olympian Eagles. Bob, like you were saying in pregame, this is a game that everyone's had their eye on. It's been circled. These two teams know each other probably better than any other two teams in this section, and this should be a rocker this evening. Oh, you can tell right now. I mean, the line to get in here tonight, TC, was amazingly long. Good thing I had my credential to get in here because I go, if I'm going to wait in that line, I'm not going to be able to see the opening kickoff. But right now, they're teeing it up for the kickoff, and I'm telling you, TC, when I saw this game that was on the schedule and we got the call tonight, I couldn't sleep last night. Let's have some football. Otai Ranch will be kicking it away, going north to south. That's Pregame ready to boot it away to Olympian. Olympian donned in their black and gold. And we are underway from Olympian High. Short kick to the 20-yard line. Picked up quick, looking down from the room to the right sidelines. Got an alley on the 40 and out of bounds at about the 41-yard line. And now a late flag. And Bob, we kind of expected this. A lot of adrenaline in this football game. Both teams might be a little chippy, a little bit of shoving early on. Well, that was A.J. Robinson right there, wide receiver, playing deep on the special teams with a nice return all the way up to the 40-yard line. But there appears to be a late hit out of bounds. And like you said, TC, a lot of adrenaline flowing out there in the field tonight. In the pregame, both of these guys, these young men, they are fired up. And especially when you get to that first play and that first piece of contact in the game, that's what you're looking for. This is brother against brother tonight. Both schools a mile apart. As Olympian will get some added yardage here on the late hit penalty. We'll wait till the officials make the assessment. As Olympian's offense, and actually they're going to move this backwards. Personal foul against the Eagles. So walk this one back 15 yards for Olympian as the Eagles will take over on their first possession of the game from their own 25-yard line. And here comes Gil Warren's wing T offense, run by quarterback Chris Humphrey. Both teams 6-0 on the season. And that is the speedster, Sergio Bailey, set wide, solo right. Cover 2 defense and quick snap. And they're going to run the sweep up to the left. Plenty of room up to the 30-yard line, across the 30, and takes a big hit from safety Chris Martin, but still a gain of 7 on the play.
Well, again, that was Andrell Snowden right there on the carry, opening up with a nice little buck sweep around the left end. Picked up about 8 yards on the play, but was met with a nice clean hit by Chris Martin.
Martin's one of those two-way players for Otai Ranch. Second and a short 2. They're going to try right up the middle across the 35-yard line, and near a first down is Harrison Huffin, 5'10", 185 senior running back, and the officials say you got the first down and now move the chains. And Olympian on the move early here with 11:16 left to go in the first quarter.
Nice little fullback trap quick hitter right there, TC. Nice blocking by the Olympian offensive line, opening up that hole right there. Good first down. Pick up right here on the 35-yard line.
This is that quick wing T offense. This time first back through again is Huffin across the 40, across the 45, and a big pickup of almost 10 yards, going to be close to another first down. And that offensive wing T attack by Gil Warren has really got Otai on the ropes a little early.
Well, what it's going to do, it's going to set something up. The basis of the wing T is you keep going, flowing one direction, flowing off tackle. You know, flow to the strong side, then you come back to the weak side with a counter. Or you can come back with a play-action pass, waggle out, and look for Humphreys to go down to Sergio Bailey.
Time motion across the formation. They're going to go to the tailback again, powering off the right side and carrying people with them across the 45 to the 47. Enough for a first down. Huffin again gets the call on his third carry of the night. And I tell you one thing with the wing T offense that you set with, you play with typically smaller offensive linemen, smaller but quick and intelligent guys, and this is definitely what this Warren has set up for this Olympian football team.
Yeah, it's all about getting the angle on your opponent right there, and that was a nice little belly play right there by the Olympian.
This time play action and rushing out and trapped in the backfield. A great job on the blitz as Humphreys goes down for about a 10, maybe close to a 10-yard loss.
Hey, Anthony Williams right there on the safety blitz for Otai Ranch Mustangs. Huge loss on that play, loss of about 10 yards, TC.
Now throwing isn't exactly the forte of this Olympian football team. However, with Bailey as one of the most dangerous receivers in the section, anytime this guy can make a big play for you.
Oh, just both teams are just so athletic.
Humphreys jogs back. I'm sorry. Humphrey jogging back into the huddle as Bailey sets in his usual position, solo to the left. You see a lot of different mixed wing T sets, motion backwards, and that can play action again, looking for the screens, got his man out in the right flat, up the 40 to the 50-yard line, and now it's a race to the end zone, and finally dragged down at the 20. Well-executed screen play by Olympian, and they're into Otai territory at about the 20-yard line.
Well, that was a well-executed screenplay right there. Christian Humphrey, the twin brother of Christopher Humphrey, on the receiving end of that play right there, and got an excellent block on that play. I'm trying to pick up the number on that. It's number 54, and that looks like we even have a 54 on our roster, so we'll check that, TC, as we can get a name on that. But let's credit an offensive lineman right there for an excellent kick-out block, springing the running back for a large gain.
Good opportunity now, 1st and 10, and powering off the right side. Huffin breaks 3 tackles, makes a nice move to the outside, strolls into the end zone, and Olympian on the board first. 6-0 at 8:48 mark of the first quarter.
Well, you can hear the crowd right now after that Olympian touchdown. Harrison Hewlin on the carry, and that was a very well-executed drive by Olympian, TC. Very methodically, using the wing T, using a lot of belly, using a lot of off-tackle down plays right there. Credit the offensive line for opening up the holes and letting the running backs do their job.
Outstanding opening drive by Olympian. Give them a 6-0 lead with the extra point yet to come. And we have an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against Olympian. That's their second personal foul of the night. And they'll be assessed on the kickoff. That's not going to make your head coach very happy even after a touchdown. Angel Garcia for Olympian, ready to boot this one through. But like you were saying, Bob, a very efficient drive by Olympian. Great way to open up this game. It's a good snap, plays the place, the kick is up, it is good. And Olympian opens a 7-0 lead over Otai Ranch with 8:48 left to go in this first quarter.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you are enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
TC Wardell alongside Bob Osuna from Olympian High School in South San Diego County. It is the battle of the undefeated in the Metro Mesa League. Olympian taking an early 7-0 lead thanks to a 20-yard touchdown run by Huffin. And now it'll be Otai Ranch's opportunity on offense for the first time as they prepare to receive the kick from Olympian. It's a beautiful night, a little cool this evening, so we're bundled up a bit, but an absolutely perfect Friday night for football.
Oh, I'm telling you, this is a great atmosphere. I look at the stands, TC. It's full on both sides. The band's here, parents are out, the kids are out. It's just a great atmosphere for Friday night high school football.
And you couldn't pick two better football teams in the section, both ranked in the top 10. And this is for bragging rights, not just for Metro Mesa League, but this is for bragging rights for the whole year for the neighborhood.
This is the neighborhood.
It is. It's a backyard brawl. These two schools are separated by only 1 mile. As Olympian, Anthony Babita ready to boot it away for the Eagles. And it's a high, short kick. It's going to be fair caught at about the 40-yard line. And that's going to give Otai outstanding field position. Reason being the personal foul being assessed on the kickoff, forcing Olympian to kick it back further. So the Mustangs get outstanding field position for their first possession of the game at their own 40-yard line.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how Otai Ranch can answer back after that very effective drive by Olympian. But Otai Ranch, led by Kyle Hawkins, and he's a great athlete, TC, great arm, great legs, and they're just full of playmakers on that Otai Ranch. So it's going to be interesting to see how they attack this Olympian defense.
Well, fun is about to come as Hawkins sends his team of 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the bottom of your screen. Hawkins in a pistol formation and looking to throw early. He's got trouble, heavy rush, and now he's trying to flush out of it, just tosses it up in the air and out of bounds. And there goes the flag, and that's going to be an intentional grounding penalty against Hawkins as Olympian, the black shirts, just came barreling through the front line.
Well, they had everybody right there on that red dog blitz, TC, and that's one thing they want to do. They want to be able to put somebody on Kyle Hawkins on every play. Right there, they had about 6 guys on Kyle Hawkins as an entire 6 of the front 7 came after him.
So Otai going to back up a little bit here as the ball will be placed at the 35-yard line of the Otai Ranch. 8:41 left to go in this first quarter. Olympian with an early 7-0 lead. And Otai Ranch finding themselves in a bit of a hole on their first possession. 1st and 15. Ball's at their own 35. Hawkins, the dual threat quarterback, this time under center. 2 tight end set, receivers set to either side. This time they're going to run this one off the left side, try to find some room, and not a whole lot of room to navigate as he is swallowed up by the black shirt defense almost at the line of scrimmage.
That was running back Anthony Williams right there for the Mustangs, coming into tonight with 86 carries, 486 yards, 8 touchdowns. So, hey, when he gets the ball, he can do some damage.
Otai going to have to figure it out against this tough Olympian defense, a defense that's been only given up 10.6 points per game this season. This time in the gun formation, motion across the formation, 2 receivers to the near side, flags down, looking to throw, has some room, going deep down the right sideline, has his man, and nearly intercepted. Well covered on the play by Daniel Gutierrez of Olympian, but again, flagged down on the field early.
Yeah, it looks like I think we're going to get an illegal motion penalty against the Otai Ranch Mustangs. The motion man actually turned upfield before the ball was snapped.
Actually, Bob, you were calling that and pointing that out before the snap was even snapped. Bob Osuna, folks, he's the king of South Bay football. And it's great to have someone who knows different, even knows the line calls. you know the difference between the traps and the misdirections and the influence blocks. So that helps. So that's another Otai error. And that'll bring up third down, no, rather that'll bring up a fourth down. So 3 and out for Otai on their first possession. The Olympian defense does the job. And back to punt is Pedrano from his own 20-yard line. Olympian receivers standing back at their own 35. It's a high kick. Good distance on this one. And a fair catch call. Well, not a fair catch. It's going to be caught and then hit down at about the 38-yard line. And now flags on the field. We got a little bit of extracurricular activity going on. Little pushing and shoving. He's still continuing here. These two teams, still a little bit of bad blood here. There's a lot. Again, these are teams with players who know each other extremely well throughout the years. So no surprise, there's some pushing and shoving. And so we're going to have another personal foul penalty after the punt.
Yeah, I was really surprised that Isaiah Gibson right there didn't call for that fair catch. Deep back for the punt for the Olympian Eagles. But again, this is going to go against Olympian.
Holding's the call against the Eagles on the kick.
Eagles, they called for holding, and the ball will be placed back at the 30-yard line. But the Eagles, again, on offense, with a 7-0 lead with 7:51 left to go in this opening period. And we're glad you're joining us here on PlayOnSports.com from Olympian High School in South San Diego County, Chula Vista to be exact. As the Eagles quickly on the line of scrimmage with their wing T formation. They're going to go with the sweep this time around the left end, looking for some room following his blocking. Strung out, and a good job this time by the defense. And a little bit of talking on the sideline still going on. Oh, these two teams don't particularly like each other this evening, do they?
Oh, Isaiah Gibson and Chris Martin right there giving each other little verbal jabs. I'm sure they were being very polite.
Oh, I'm sure there was no profane language being used. But that was a nice run.
That was a nice sweep, exactly, TC, around the left end right there. And that was a good block leading the way for the Olympian Eagles. Harrison Hewlin just getting enough room out there in front. Nice pickup of 8 yards on first down.
So 2nd and 2 after the good-looking run from Hewlin. Now back in their wing T formation. Quick motion up front, and they're going to go right up the mitt with a fullback, and that's where that misdirection comes from. And Hewlin carries across the 40 to the 44-yard line, and a first down for the Olympian Eagles.
See, and that's what I like what Coach Warren's doing right now. He has that wing T, and he's winging to the right side, and he has what they call like a little waggle, or there's a lot of terms for it. But the running back goes in motion, and that's what they did in the sweep. Same motion behind the quarterback for the sweep. So this time they motion behind the quarterback, but you give the quick handoff on the trap to the fullback. You pick up 4 yards and a first down.
We got to get you a telestrator. First down. And this time, Otai Ranch slams the door shut on the rush to the right side, and they're still on top of each other. And working officials trying to break this one up. Looking for the ball carrier. I couldn't quite see that. So a loss of about a yard on the play.
Yeah, that was Snowden on the carry right there. And not letting him up easy was Deodrick Cunningham. Kind of took his time rolling off the pile.
Officials are going to have to get control of this one early. 2nd and a long 10 for Olympian at their own 44. They're going to power this one with Hewlin again. And Hewlin, not much room. And gets to the 45-yard line before he's cut down. Getting maybe a yard on the play as Otai Ranch's defense starting to stiffen up a little bit.
Yeah, defensive lineman Gilbert Yorber right there did a nice job of shedding off the block and just sliding directly down the line of scrimmage right there to hold the running back to only a pickup of about a yard on the play.
Humphreys jogging back into the huddle. Speaks quickly with his wideout Bailey. And now to the other 9 players on offense. 3rd and 9 from their own 45-yard line. 6:12 left to go in the first quarter. And in the gun is Humphreys looking to rush. He's got pressure coming from the backside, and he's dropped, and the ball is free. And picked up by Otai Ranch. And boy, you could see that outside blitz coming from the blind side from our vantage point. Humphreys never saw him, and Otai Ranch on the recovery, and they will take over at the 20-yard line of Olympian.
Well, that was outside linebacker Jeremy Gula right there on the on the blitz from the outside. Humphrey did not see him because as he was coming from the backside, and then jarred the ball loose. That's a huge play for the Otai Ranch Mustangs. Again, that's a good, momentum builder for their offense right now. Let's see if they take a shot into the end zone because they're right on the 20-yard line.
Huge opportunity now for Otai Ranch, trailing 7-0 with 6 minutes left to go in the first quarter. They're going to give this one on the go to Williams. Williams cuts back to the middle and not a whole lot of room, maybe to the 20-yard line and back to the original line of scrimmage.
Well, that play right there was doomed from the onset, TC, because there was too much penetration by the Olympian defensive line right there, led by nose tackle Lucky Zanzano.
He was lucky in that play. That wasn't luck, that was skill. I'll give him that. It was an outstanding play by the nose tackle. So 2nd and 10 for Otai Ranch. Williams, sole setback, receiver set to either side, actually in the offset I formation. Hawkins flip toss to the left of Williams. Williams looking for some room and not gonna find much. We'll get maybe 3 on the play as the Olympian defense slams the door shut. And now 3rd down and about 8, Bob, and they got some thinking to do, scratching their heads on what they're gonna do on this play as they're in the red zone. And don't want to blow this opportunity for a score.
Well, at least you got to come out at least with 3 points right here, TC, just to keep pace and to keep momentum going.
3rd and 8 from the 19-yard line of Olympian. Otai. Hawkins in the gun formation. Williams to his right hip pocket. Now some movement around. Now they got the receivers a little confused as to where they need to go, and they're going to need a timeout to figure it all out. So Otai Ranch burning a timeout with 4:44 left to go in the first quarter, and Olympian holding a 7-0 lead.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
And welcome back to KVC. PlayOnSports.com. Look out.
Freudian slip.
Destination for high school sports from Olympian High School. The host Eagles with a 7-0 lead, but Otai Ranch knocking on the door on 3rd and 8 from the 19-yard line of Olympian. And the Ranch needs to come up with something nasty here. Empty backfield, Hawkins in the gun. Looking downfield, fires to the flat. No one there unless that was intercepted. And
interception.
It is an interception. And that was a complete miscommunication between quarterback and receiver for Otai Ranch, and an opportunity shot as Olympian comes up with a turnover.
It looks like Kyle Hawkins was trying to go for the outside shoulder, to drive that defensive back off. You throw to the outside shoulder, and it's very hard to defend, but his receiver turned in. He turned in, he throws to the outside shoulder. The cornerback was right there. Basically he threw the ball right to the cornerback. Big opportunity lost right there for Otai Ranch as Olympian takes over right around the 4-yard line.
Misread on the secondary by the quarterback and receiver for Otai Ranch. And the ball now taken over by Olympian. As they get moving from their own 4-yard line, they're going to run that sweep up the middle again. And a lot of yardage off the left side up to about the 12-yard line, giving the offense a little bit of cushion as Olympian dodges a bullet there as Otai can't convert from inside the 20.
Well, there you have your wingback sweep right there, and cutting it in was Isaiah Gibson. You're going to be calling his name a lot tonight, TC. Nice pickup of about 7 yards on that play. Call it 8.
Gibson will be getting the call a lot, as Hewlin will. We were told Manny Montano, running back, is limping around a little bit tonight. He may not get as much playing time as they go right up the middle with a fullback. And this time, Otai Ranch sees it coming. And loss of maybe a half yard on the play. That'll bring up a 3rd down and about 2, a long 2, short 3.
Well, right now, Olympian has not attempted to pass a Sergio Bailey. So let's see if he's going to be involved right here on this 3rd and short, possibly a play action pass as Bailey splits out wide to the right of the formation.
And they send another receiver in the slot with him up at the top of the screen. Back split, they're going to go with another power run off to the right end, and enough blocking and enough room there to get another first down for Olympian. And this wing T offense just slowly mesmerizes the defense. They're going to bit by bit, and then finally they hit you with a big play, like a play to Bailey. That'll just kind of, you won't be ready for it, you won't be prepared for it, but all of a sudden they'll hit something huge with Sergio Bailey.
Exactly. It's a ball control offense where you're just going to take it in chunks, take what the defense will give you, and then that way your safeties start creeping up, and then watch for the play action pass. A lot of times down the post or up the sideline. It sets you up.
Coach Osuna, folks. 1st and 10, and this time they are going to throw it, and they got Bailey in the flat, and Bailey with the catch and down to about the 26-yard line. And that'll be just shy of a first down, pick up about 8 now. Bailey's just standing out there. He's just kind of jogging out there, waiting his chance, waiting his turn. And I don't think Otai was going to give him a whole lot of cushion here tonight. They know he's dangerous, and they're going to keep their eyes on him all evening long.
Oh yeah, he's one of the premier receivers here in the South Bay, TC. And what I like about Sergio Bailey is that he's very disciplined and he's very fundamentally sound at the wide receiver position. Runs good routes, catches the ball with his hands away from his body.
2nd and 1 for Olympian. And they're going to go this time to the middle. And that's Chula. He's got a lot of room. Back to the middle of the field, across the 45. And a big hitter again for this Olympian ground attack as they roll the ball to the 46-yard line and another first down.
Harrison Hewlin right there on the wheels going through the Otai Ranch defense right there. The fullback getting some good work right now as this wing T offense is being very effective against the Otai Ranch Mustangs.
Boy, Olympian has got a stable of running backs. They can go to one of any 4 and get the same results. 1st and 10 for Olympian from their own 45-yard line. They're going to try to sweep again to the right side and cut back inside and cross midfield, and just tripped up is Isaiah Gibson, and he'll pick up about 5 on the play.
Well, another thing, too, about the running backs, not only do they run, but they block for one another. Andrell Snowden right there with a great block, pushing the linebacker to the outside, allowing his running back to cut up inside behind him, pick up a 5 yards.
1:39 left to go in the first quarter. Olympian hanging on to a 7-0 lead, but the wing T Express on the move. 2nd and 5 from midfield. Otai Ranch still trying to figure out on defense how to stop this high-powered offense. They run the quick motion. This time inside counter again. Across the midfield to the 45 into Otai territory, and head over heel tackled at the 38. As Gutierrez with the ball, with the carry on the play into Otai territory, and another first down for Olympian.
Yeah, I like that misdirection right there in the counter, TC. Boy, they had the opportunity to set it up, and right there, good call by Coach Paul Van Ostren, offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach for the Olympian Eagles.
Gil Warren can go so deep into that wing T offensive playbook.
Oh,
so deep, beyond the surface that a lot of other teams can do. It's just absolutely a thing of beauty to watch. 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line of Otai Ranch. They're going to work the left side this time, and Snowden finding room to the 32-yard line. Kind of found something out of nothing and slid his way up to the 32. Pick up about 5 on the play.
And one thing about Coach Warren here in the South Bay, since he's been a fixture in the South Bay football coaching ranks for so long, TC, is that in the youth football associations down here, Coach Warren used to give lots of clinics. And what they did is basically the Pop Warner teams were here would run the wing T style of offense. When Coach Warren was at Castle Park, the Chula Vista Pop Warner Association used to practice at Castle Park High School. So therefore, all those teams from the Mighty Mites all the way up to the junior midgets, everybody was running the wing T. So when you're 8 years old, you learn it, and by the time that you're 14 going into high school, you know it.
This will be the last play of the first quarter. Snowden looks down the right side. Look at him go. Cuts back to the middle of the field. Across the 20 after the 10. And gang tackled, finally brought down at the 13. They're going to mark him back at about the 12. Unbelievable as this Olympian football team is just rolling along. Otai Ranch, no answers right now with 5 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
I'm telling you, the running game is just on fire tonight for the Olympian Eagles. And credit the offensive line. They're just making their blocks, plain and simple. Right now, the defensive line for Otai Ranch Mustangs, they just can't find an answer on how to make the proper adjustments to move away from these blocks.
And where are the linebackers supposed to be filling the gaps? I mean, I don't even see them around.
Again, well, what's happening is that when you block down on one side, the guy next to you is going to go to the second level and get the linebacker. So right there, your running back just cuts back what we call the fence. You push the fence over and you cut right behind it.
We are done with one here from Olympian High School as the Eagles hold a 7-0 lead over Otai Ranch here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.
And welcome back to PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. TC Waddell alongside Bob, the Big Tuna Asuna from Olympian High School near the international border here in South San Diego County. And the Eagles with a 7-0 lead over rival Otai Ranch, knocking on the door again with the ball 1st and 10 at their own 11-yard line to start this second period. And Bob, kind of touching upon what you were just saying before the end of the first quarter, building that foundation with your Pop Warner leagues to build into the your high school ranks. But like you said, by the time they get to their freshman team or JV team, they know the offense. You don't have to teach them anything, and now you can go deeper into that playbook.
Yeah, it's just a little bit different terminology, more in the high school and college level, but it's the same offense.
I'm looking to throw. Now actually a run, but Snowden again off the right side, gets to the 10-yard line and dragged out of bounds just inside the 10. Actually, the ball carrier was actually Isaiah Gibson on the as Olympian looking to add more to their 7-0 lead as we just opened the second quarter of play.
Well, it looks like the Otai Ranch Mustangs defense dug in their heels on that. Nice pursuit on the play. Jeremy Gula again, linebacker, making the tackle.
Humphreys jogs back into the huddle with the play, and that's Bailey going wide, and I mean wide to the left. He has solo coverage. Take a look at the top of the screen. And that's where they're going on the slant to Bailey. Yes, fire, touchdown. Humphreys to Bailey, 11-yard slant for the touchdown, and Olympian opens the lead, 13-0. What, did I call that or what?
Yes, you did. And you can see that with the formation right there, TC, as you called it. He splits wide because they were on the narrow side of the field, the hash mark closest to us, to the press box. Therefore, Sergio Bailey split wide left. And so when you're wide left right there, that quick slant, you have a lot of real estate right there to lead your receiver. Nice pitch and catch. Touchdown, Sergio Bailey.
And no safety help on top. That cornerback was on an island, and the extra point attempt is good, but we have flags on the field. And we've seen a lot of laundry here so far this evening. And we may have to march this one back a few yards. It looks like Olympian is going to be called for the infraction. So Garcia will have to kick it 5 yards further this time. And they'll reset for the extra point. 13-0, Olympian with the lead at 11:15 left to go in the second quarter. There's a good snap, a good kick. And Garcia with the leg is good. And now we got some more extracurricular activity going on. They're pushing and shoving, and the officials are working to break it up. As Olympian with a 14-0 lead at the 11:15 mark of the second quarter.
Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
On a cool but clear night here in South San Diego County, we welcome you at PlayOnSports.com as the host Olympian Eagles, undefeated on the season, 6-0, with a 14-0 homecoming lead over the cross-street rivals, Otai Ranch. And Bob, Otai's defense right now really with question marks is how to stop this Olympian offensive express.
Yeah, right now I believe their defensive coaches are trying to rally up their squad over there and just try to make some adjustments because they need to do that in order to try to stop this Olympian offense.
And Babita hits the kickoff all the way to Tijuana, and Otai Ranch will take over on possession, 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Otai's offense, they haven't had a whole lot of success going on either. They've got playmakers. I mean, they got more than their share. But really, Olympians really had their numbers so far this evening, and we've had another penalty as yellow flags on the field and against Olympian, and that's going to have us re-kick. A real nice Babita kick that went in the end zone. Let's see if he can put it there again from 5 yards back.
Oh, that's about the 4th penalty on Olympian tonight, and we're still in the first quarter. Oh, excuse me, just started the second quarter.
Got a boy, 11-15 in the second quarter. Boss paying attention, glad to see that. Both teams coming into this game undefeated, 6-0. They are Metro Mesa League rivals. They are also neighborhood rivals as their school campuses are about 1 mile apart. In fact, you can see the lights of Otai Ranch High School from walking down the street here. So Babita tees it up. He's going to try it again for Olympian. As Otai Ranch ready to receive the kickoff, needing to get some kind of spark because they trail 14-0. Babita's going to try to knock this one in the end zone again, and nearly does. Picked up at about the 5-yard line by Otai Ranch and looking for some room up the middle, and tripped up before he could get to the 20-yard line. They're going to match it at the 19, and that's where the Mustang offense will go to work.
That was Manuel Cosio right there on the return. Just brings that ball just short of the 20-yard line. So TC, again, Otai Ranch really hasn't found any identity right now offensively, in my opinion. They just haven't had anything right there that's been consistent where they can move the chains. And right now that starts up front. The offensive line, they've really got to hold blocks to let the offense and let Mr. Hawkins and his teammates right there try to get something going.
Well, Mr. Hawkins is going to throw 3 receivers to the top of the screen. He's in the gun formation. He's going to run that option, and he doesn't know what to do. And now he's going to tuck and run and get smothered for about a 4-yard loss. Boy, that play didn't look good from the start.
Oh, again, they're running it to the short side of the field, too. And, you know, you don't have many options on the option right there. You either got to run it or pitch it, but then while you're trying to decide, you've got 5 hats on the ball.
Speaking to the choir, you're talking to a former Veer quarterback. So I hated running the option to the short side.
Short side, man.
Sideline becomes the 12th man for the defense. So loss of 3 on the play, 2nd and 13 for Otai Ranch. Not a lot of luck so far on offense as Hawkins sets under center, I formation. And they give it to the big fullback up the middle, spinning away from one man. And a good job of some hard running across the 20 to the 22-yard line. That's running back Cunningham with a carry.
That was a good job by Cunningham right there, just kind of spinning to the outside, and by doing so, found the hole, you know, and picked up really from a no gain to a pickup of about 3.
Giving the team some breathing room. 3rd and 7 for Otai Ranch. They need to come up with something nasty here to keep this drive going. Hawkins sends through 2 receivers at the top of the screen, 2 to the bottom, spread formation, and he is in the gun. That's Williams to his left hip pocket. Back to throw in the pocket with some pressure, and this time screen play deflected to Williams. And Olympian, the defense holds again, and Otai Ranch will once again be forced to punt the ball away.
Well, that was a heads-up play by Olympian Eagles linebacker Omar Ruiz Medellin. Just went over the back shoulder of the receiver and read the screen, you know, as soon as he got off the ball, and just batted the ball down from behind. Heads-up play by Medellin.
So ready to punt it away for Otai Ranch as Andres Burgoyne standing at his own 5-yard line. High snap, Burgoyne able to get it down, got it away, nearly blocked. Corkscrew kicks and hit the 40, take a real Otai bounce right into the hands of the receiver. What a block on the field. And now hitting around the right end at the 50. Found a lane down the right side, spins back to the middle of the field. And near the 30-yard line of Otai Ranch, a great return on the play. Make sure I know that's Gibson, I believe.
That's Isaiah Gibson right there.
Boy, did he get a block off the initial pickup.
Well, Isaiah Gibson right there fielding that punt a little dangerously. TC on the bounce with a lot of people behind him. But he made the most of his opportunity carrying that ball across midfield deep into Mustang territory. So now Olympian has it 1st and 10 on the Otai Ranch 31-yard line.
Olympian with a 14-0 lead and looking for more. 9:45 left to go until halftime. As here comes the wing T offense once again, and they're going to give it to Snowden around the left side. Snowden trying to find the edge, tripped up. But when it didn't look like he had a whole lot, it looks like he snuck forward for even more yardage from this vantage point. They're going to call him out of bounds on about a 7-yard pickup, but a flag on the field. And you're pointing that out as if you know exactly what happened. Waiting for the call on the infraction. Boy, this offensive line of Olympian just blowing off and pushing the Otai Ranch players back about 5 yards on every play. But that nice run is going to be negated by a penalty against Olympian. Holding against the Eagles, and that'll march them back. And that's about the 5th or 6th penalty we've seen on the Eagles tonight. But playing outstanding football, but boy, some mental errors here tonight this evening.
You know, there was a nice wide open corner right there for Snowden to go to as he was trying to get to the corner. But what made that corner happen was the hold. So
that's semantics. Doesn't matter. 1st and 20 now as Humphreys back to throw. Fires over the middle, has a man at the 25. Great grab by Daniel Gutierrez. Nice play in the seam, and that'll be close to a 1st down. That will be a 1st down, 21-yard pickup.
That was just nice play action there by Chris Humphrey as he just sat in that pocket, just very tall and very poised and looking over the field and just saw his slot receiver right down there in the seam. Gutierrez, big pickup for Olympian.
And Gutierrez coming off the field. He's fired up, and he's going to go back on. There he goes. 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line of Otai Ranch. This Olympian Eagle football team offensively, they have come out firing here tonight with a 14-0 lead. 8:58 left to go until halftime. Humphreys under center. Going to give it off to the right side this time, looking for some room and finding it. Close to the 10-yard line is Snowden. I tell you, when Olympian running backs look like they don't have room, look like they're about to go down, they find ways to get that extra 3 to 4 yards on every pickup.
And just keeping your legs moving, TC. And just don't stop until you're on the ground. And again, that Olympian offensive line right there, James Curry, guard, just coming out and pulling and not seeing anybody to kick out on the outside. So, as they say, keep your head on a swivel. He looks inside right there, picks up the scraping linebacker, and he's making his block 6-7 yards downfield.
And he's not a 200-300-pounder, 5'9", 185.
That's all you need for the wing T offense.
Absolutely right. 2nd and 4. Snowden get the call again on the left side. This time, they find him, and the white jersey's all over him. That's going to be a loss of about a yard on the play. Snowden couldn't get around the edge.
Yeah, good job by Jordan Peterson right there of the Otai Ranch Mustangs, turning that play in and grabbing some cloth, bringing the running back down.
They're going to make that a 3rd and 4 back to the 19-yard line as Bailey and Humphreys back into the huddle. 7:45 left to go until halftime. Olympian looking to stay perfect on the season with a 14-0 lead and looking to add some more here. 19 yards away, under center is Humphreys. Flip toss over to Snowden to the right side, finds some room off the right tackle and sneaks over to the 10-yard line, and it looks like that might be enough for an Olympian 1st time.
Ball's going to be marked between 10 and 9. It's very close.
They may look for a measurement on this. We'll see what the officials say. And it's an official timeout on the field for a measurement. 7:17 left to go until halftime. Olympian right now looking unstoppable on offense.
Well, right now, you know, one offensive lineman that really sticks out for the Olympian is their right tackle, Norris Scholl. He's 6'7", 290.
Oh, ow.
At least he's listed that way, and he towers over the other lineman, and that is your classic bookend tackle size right there. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see some scouts here in the stands now at a big game like this, looking at somebody of that caliber, because he is quick for being that tall and that size. And I see him down the field, TC, and he's just very agile.
You can't teach size. 6'7", 290. No. You know a Division I program is going to make something out of him.
Yes.
And he's about a quarter pounder away from being 300 pounds. And it's going to be 4th and inches from the 10. And now We're going to have a timeout on the field. Olympian's going to sit back and talk about it on 4th and inches from the 11. 7:02 left to go until halftime, and the Eagles with a 14-0 lead over Otai Ranch.
Yeah, right there on that on that timeout. I don't know what caused the coaches to take that, but you would think that the way that the offensive line is getting the surge, right now all you need is a couple inches, just the nose of the football. And I'm sure that Christopher Humphrey behind that very effective offensive line working for Olympian tonight could do that.
That's a Bob Osuna time. That's when you want to put big Bob Osuna at fullback and just burrow him right up the middle behind the center and get that extra yard for you.
I tell you, I like to be running behind the 78 over there.
So would I. I'd like to be driving behind
Norris
78 on a windy day.
I just hang on to his hip pocket and just let him show me the way.
Olympian looking almost unstoppable this evening. With a 14-0 lead coming in from their timeout, they have a 4th and inches from the Otai 9.5-yard line. And they're going for it. Otai Ranch defense needs to stiffen up here if they want to stop this drive. So here we go. Quick under center, and they make the Osuna call, and that's Humphreys just carrying a pile with them down to about the 6-yard line, and it'll be 1st and goal for Olympian. And you can hear it from the gold and black crowd in front of us.
Again, when your offensive line is getting the push, and they've been getting the push so far, it just makes sense just to sneak it with your quarterback, play it safe, get a new set of downs, try to get in the end zone.
Otai Ranch in a little bit of trouble here, trailing 14-0, and now they're back against the wall as Humphreys in the offense, 6 yards away from another score. As he sets under center, Snowden and Hewlin in the backfield. Hewlin gets the call, and Hewlin Johnson to the end zone for another Olympian score. Outstanding execution and blocking by this Olympian football team. 20-0. Olympian starting to take control with 6:34 left to go until the break.
Again, just great execution by the Olympian offense. And the offense, I'm talking about all 11 players on the field, TC. Hewlin gets that credit for the touchdown, but when you look at the film as the PAT is up and good, you look at the film and you're going to look at Sergio Bailey make the key block right there that just allowed Hewlin to go to the outside and just walk in for 6.
You can tell homecoming tonight's got this team and crowd on fire as Olympian with a 21-0 lead over neighborhood rivals Otai Ranch with 6:34 left to go until halftime.
PlayOnSports.com is not only your destination for Friday night football action, but it's also the place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoff and championship events in all sports from across the country. PlayOnSports.com. High school sports lives here.
TC Wardell alongside Bob Osuna from Olympian High School in South San Diego County. The battle of the unbeatens. Otai Ranch and Olympian both 6-0 coming to this ball game. And the Ranch really struggling as Olympian has jumped to a 21-0 lead with 6:34 left to go until halftime. Bob, what does this Otai defense got to do to stop this freight train that is the Olympian offense?
Well, they just got to stay consistent, try to stay consistent and make first downs. They got to keep drives alive, not turn the ball over, finish the drives when you get an opportunity, and they just didn't do that the last possession.
Well, Babita's going to send another one to lower Baja, and Otai Ranch not getting much field position tonight as they'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Otai Ranch's offense, haven't talked a lot about them tonight because there hasn't been a whole lot to talk about. With all those outstanding weapons they have and such a balanced attack. Olympian's defense may be kind of the X factor tonight. It's something we haven't really talked about. They've done an outstanding job slowing down this Mustang attack.
Well, I'd like to see if Otai Ranch right now can try to get their running game going, at least establish some type of a ground game to build a foundation on.
And we're going to work it here as Hawkins is going to get the carry and take it himself. Out of frustration, he says, I'm going to pick up 5 yards and give us some room here. Hawkins is a dual threat, an outstanding rusher as well as a strong passer.
And that's what you need on first down, a good pickup of 6 right there. Again, if you're getting 5 or 6 yards a carry, that keeps you off of the 3rd and long situations. And that's what you don't want to do right now. You want to establish some rhythm right now and get confidence back into your offense.
Very quiet evening so far for Chris Martin on offense. Gun formation, 2nd and 4, and this time they're going to throw it out. And there's Martin right there on a first down pickup on the hitch pattern, across the 30 to 34-yard line, and one of the few first downs we've seen so far for Otai Ranch tonight.
Again, that's just a nice little 5 to 7-yard little look-in pattern right there. Just get across the sticks.
And now what? Another penalty on the play. A very late flag. And that might be some talking, maybe possibly from the sideline.
That's what I'm thinking, TC. It looks like this might be a bench penalty.
You might be right there, partner. That flag came out while both teams were still in the huddle. I'm sure the coaches were just passing on pleasantries to the officials. And an unsportsmanlike conduct against Olympian. Boy, that's their 6th or 7th penalty of the evening. And that's their 2nd unsportsmanlike conduct penalty tonight. So I'm not sure if it's a little bit too much mouthing on the field by their players, or if it is something coming from the sideline or not.
Okay, well.
You give an extra 10 yards to this Otai offense. It's the kind of opportunity they need.
Yeah, they will take it right now as they get the ball right now close to midfield.
The quarterback Kyle Hawkins for Otai Ranch trying to get something moving here for his Mustang offense. It'll be 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line. 5:57 left to go until halftime. As he sends 2 receivers to the near side. They are spread formation, 2 to the top. Setting the gun formation, motion across the formation. Looking for that slant again. This time they got Martin. Martin across near the 40-yard line. Fights his way across the 40 to the 39, and a first down for Otai Ranch. That's 2 passes quickly to Martin. He was being quite silent tonight, and all of a sudden on this drive, Martin's come alive.
Well, Chris Martin's trying to get his offense fired up right now as he just made 2 big catches back-to-back for the Otai Ranch offense. And that's what they need right there. They needed their experienced playmakers to step up, start making plays, and have everybody rally around them.
Back in the spread, 1st and 10 from the 39 of Olympian. They're going to go with the wide receiver screen to the right. Has his man across the 30-yard line to the 28. And that's Martin once more. And it is. Martin is taking this team on his shoulders on this drive. His 3rd catch on this job, and another first down for Otai. And here comes the Mustang offense starting to wake up a little bit.
Yeah, Chris Martin right now playing with a lot of confidence right now.
So now the Olympian defense on their heels a little bit as the Mustangs starting to mount a drive now in the red zone of Olympian. Ball to the 18-yard line. 1st and 10. They stay in the spread. Gun formation actually in the pistol. And this time they're going to hand this one off up the middle, and a lot of room to run across the 20-yard line. And I believe that's Cunningham on the carry. And that's close to another 10 yards. Call it an 8-yard pickup. And Mustangs all of a sudden decided to get a little bit of adrenaline pump on this drive, and they're moving the ball against this Olympian defense.
And this is a very crucial drive right here as we narrow down to halftime with 4 minutes and 45 seconds left to play in the half. They need a score.
Stay in the spread, pistol formation, motion across. This time it's going to be Hawkins calling his own number. Nowhere to go. Tries to bounce to the outside, and the black shirts are all over him, and he'll lose about 2 on the play. That one looked like kind of a mess from the beginning.
Oh, that was just a good job by the defensive line of Olympian, just staying at home, not biting on the fake, and just having that spy right on Hawkins as he pulled the ball out, and right there was the defense just waiting for him.
Otai Ranch's 2nd time in the red zone tonight. They were unsuccessful the first time in the first quarter. Ball's at the 20-yard line, 3rd and 2. And they need to get something going here if they want to find their way into the end zone. I formation, they got a couple shifts going on. And they give it to the big fullback up the middle. Powers his way across to the 15-yard line. Keeps the legs churning, and that's enough for a first down for Otai. And once again, another flag after the play. Boy, these two teams just not fans of each other this evening.
Oh, this is a backyard brawl, TC. I mean, both teams came out to play tonight, and that was just a nice run right there by Deodrick Cunningham. Just hitting the hole hard, lowering his pad level, keeping his legs pumping for the first down. But now we have a penalty on the play, and it looks like it's going to be another unsportsmanlike call, but this time against Otai Ranch.
Wow. Boy.
So that's a momentum killer right there.
Discipline not at a height today for either team. And that is the third unsportsmanlike conduct call we've had just in this first half of play.
The penalty is going to move Otai Ranch back to the 30-yard line.
So the ball's going to be pushed back to the 30-yard line. 3:50 left to go until the break. And they move the markers back. Now they need to move the sticks back the other way. I was kind of wondering what they were doing there. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Otai Ranch at their own 30-yard line. We get the sticks settled on the other side of the field. Hawkins in the gun formation. Staying with 2 receivers to either side. That's Chris Martin to the top of your screen. Motion across the formation. Hawkins with the ball, looking to throw, rolling to his right. He's going to tuck and run, and barely able to get past the line of scrimmage, and sneaks forward for maybe a 2-yard gain. As he saw nobody open early and decided to just pick it up for himself.
Good job by the Olympian secondary right there, playing man coverage, and just good job just sticking to their receiver. Meanwhile, the defensive line applying good pressure. So Kyle Hawkins really nowhere to go on that play.
So pickup of 1 on the carry to the 29-yard line. 2nd and 9, clock ticking, 3:10 and counting until halftime. Back in the pistol formation. Looking over that black shirt defense, looking to throw. Has a man on the flat to the right. Stop, but a good job by the secondary of Olympian to only give up about 4 yards on the play, bringing up 3rd and 5.
Officially at the 26-yard line, gain of 3 yards.
3-yard pickup on the pass play is going to bring up 3rd down and 6 for Otai Ranch, as they have really struggled in the red zone here tonight.
That was Giovanni Mesa, wingback for the Mustangs on the reception right there as he goes out. Another platoon comes in, keeping some fresh legs on the offense.
New personnel package coming into the game on 3rd and 6 for Otai Ranch from the 26-yard line of Olympian. Trying to move some players around here. They go heavy to the left side, and that's where they're going to get the sweep toss to. Trying to find some room. Williams cutting back, nowhere to go, dropped at the 30-yard line. That's going to be a 4-yard loss, and the Olympian defense coming through big.
Well, that was just great pursuit. I mean, you move your line so you have unbalanced to the left, so you're running strong left. You try to run to your strength, but the defense beats you on that play behind Christian Acosta-Flores and the remainder of the Olympian Eagle defense.
And once again, Olympian's defense toughens up in the red zone and forces a 4th down. And it looks like they're going to go for it, them being Otai Ranch, trailing 21-0 and only $1:42 left to go until halftime. They say, let's go for it. 4th and 10 from the 40-yard line, rather 30-yard line of Olympian. Hawkins in the gun, stays in the pocket, throws over the middle, has a man, and nearly intercepted and broken up by Olympian. Defensive back, Mikael Clemente on the breakup. And once again, the Olympian defense holds tight, takes over on downs at the 30-yard line.
And you can just look at the body language of Otai Ranch as they go to the bench right now, just dejected, right now as they, had a good drive going right there until that unsportsmanlike penalty just really just cut off their momentum.
Really a surprise here tonight as Olympian jumps out to a 21-0 lead, a minute 29 left until halftime. Otai Ranch really with no answers on either offense or defense. And with a $1:29 left, let's see what Olympian can do as we have a timeout on the field. Timeout called by Otai Ranch. 1:29 left to go until the break. It's all Olympian, 21-0.
Reminder, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to want to keep your seats at halftime. We have a great...
So from Olympian High School in South San Diego, California, thanks for joining us here on PlayOnSports.com. Bob Osuna with me, TC Wardell, and it's a beautiful night. And I tell you, this homecoming crowd couldn't be happier as their Eagles have taken a 21-0 lead over their cross-street rival, Otai Ranch, in a game that, to me, right now is quite surprising.
Oh, absolutely. That's the word, surprising, because I thought that this game to this point, TC would be a little closer. Maybe a 1 touchdown, maybe 2 at the most, but right now, Olympian pitching a shutout, 21-0, as Otai Ranch really just can't find any identity offensively or defensively. or dial anything up to stop this Olympian offense.
No, we were talking about the Olympian offense, and they've been tremendous tonight. But, possibly the X factor, the one group we haven't really discussed is this defense of the Eagles that has just shut down this high-powered and potent Otai Ranch offense. They've been able to run a little bit between the 20s, but once they get into the red zone, boy, this Eagle defense just stonewalls them and does not let them breathe. And now the Eagles have the ball with about a minute 29 left to go until halftime. They have a 21-0 lead. Not sure if they're just going to be content to just keep the wing T ground game going and run into the halftime locker room with a 21-0 advantage.
But what's making Olympian so offensively on both sides of the ball, TC, is the line. Right now, the line of scrimmage is being won the first half by Olympian.
Unsung heroes of the game. They're going to give it a second back through up the middle and bent backwards for about a loss of 3 on the carry. I think that is Hewlin, isn't it? Yeah, Hewlin this time met rudely at the line of scrimmage, and he'll lose about 2 yards. The clock continues to run, 1:13 and counting.
And I think the Otai Ranch defensive line just heard me right there because they just made a statement on pushing the offensive line of Olympian back right there. Rashid Farha, just huge surge coming from the middle. No gain on the play.
No rush either by this Olympian offense. Under a minute to play until that first half with 21-0 advantage. I doubt they will try anything big or go for something huge here. Set under center, and this time they're going to give it to the right end. Snowden on the right end of the sweep. And Snowden with a nice run near the 38. And once again, another flag on the play.
Number 8, Andrel Snowden on the right
A lot
side.
of yellow laundry here tonight.
Holding.
That was an interesting holding call by the official. Haven't seen that one.
Spot of the foul.
Yeah, they're calling offensive lineman James Curry for a hold on that play, and he doesn't think he held as he's trying to make his case to the referee.
Well, linemen never hold.
He was just showing some love, that's all.
Absolutely. Olympian not too concerned with it this time. However, they've been marked a number of times this half for penalties, at least 8.
Yeah, and I find that very, very surprising because this is the second game that I've covered with Olympian this season, and they're very disciplined. They are very disciplined, and this first half right now, maybe again the adrenaline and again playing in this backyard brawl here in the South Bay is getting to some of the players, but I'm sure Coach Warren, when he takes them in at halftime, is going to settle them down so that way they don't make as many costly mistakes in the second half.
In the other locker room, Coach Lacina's got a lot of work to do on adjustments. On the inside counter play, a stop right at the line of scrimmage. Good job by Otai Ranch to call that one. And timeout on the field with 12 seconds left, called by Otai Ranch. We're going to face a third down and long.
Well, the way that the Otai Ranch defense is playing right here on this, probably the last series of the first half, DC, I'm telling you, that's something that you can take in into halftime and saying, guys, why aren't we playing like this, in the very beginning of the game right here in the last series of the first half? Great job by the Otai Ranch defensive line right there in that last play. Chris Rios from his linebacker position is coming in and just shoots the gap and makes a nice tackle on the play.
Well, they could use some type of spark of momentum right now because they trail Olympian 21-0. 12 ticks of the clock left until halftime. Once again, both these teams ranked in the top 10 in the San Diego section. Both teams 6-0, both teams in the Metro Mesa League, and both teams about a mile away from each other. So there's a lot of hype and a lot of drama, a lot of side stories in this particular football game. But it's been all Olympian so far, with a 3-touchdown lead over Otai Ranch. And boy, they're going into the locker room. Coach Lacina's got his work cut out for him, figuring out adjustments, not only defensively, but offensively. They really got to find a way to get something going. So this will be the final play of the first half. They're just going to take a knee and run it out, head off to the respective locker rooms and talk it over. So folks, that is the end of the first half of play with the host Olympian Eagles leading 21-0 over Otai Ranch. We'll be back in a few minutes with the PlayOnSports.com halftime show, so don't go anywhere. It's Friday Night Football on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. And welcome back to PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. We have been watching a spectacular halftime fireworks display here from Olympian High School. It's homecoming night here from Olympian, and Eagles with a 21-0 halftime lead. And Bob, I apologize. I know once again another year goes by, and another year you're not named homecoming king.
Oh man, I know. Oh well, maybe next year.
Olympian Eagles with a surprising 21-0 halftime advantage. I tell you, their offensive game plan has been just on the mark. They've been able to run over, through, and above this Otai Ranch defense. But then again, their defense, that being the Eagles, have been spectacular as well. But Otai Ranch going to halftime, before going to halftime, showed some spark on offense. They showed a little bit of fire, unable to get into the end zone, but they're going to need to build on that to get something going here as they trail by 3 touchdowns.
Oh, well, again, Otai Ranch really, their first 2 possessions really couldn't do anything. And then right there in the mid to late part of the second quarter came alive. And they started moving the ball down, systematically behind some nice little hitch passes to wide receiver Chris Martin. And Martin basically took that offense in his own hands and was moving down the field, and then all of a sudden they had a personal foul penalty. And from that point right there, it just seems to cut off all their momentum, and they walked away with no points.
Bob, and you talked about it earlier in the first half. You see the body language of this Otai Ranch team. Shoulders kind of hunched down, heads down. They seem like they really lost their wind of momentum at all, and even inspiration, as Olympian has just taken the energy away from the Mustangs and are playing at the top of their game.
Well, this is new territory right here for Mustang, for Otai Ranch. Here's their scores of their games, okay, and they're undefeated. 26 points against Lake Elsinore, 37 against Mount McGill, 35 points against Mar Vista, 29 points against St. Augustine, 34 against Castle Park, 40 against Bonita Vista. They haven't been on the board tonight. So they're going, hey, guys, we can score points. We just got to put it together, and we have one half to do that and to get back into this game.
Well, Coach Lacina's got his work cut out for him as they trail 21-0. And just kind of piggybacking what you're saying, Bob, they average 33.5 points a game.
Exactly.
They've really been able to steamroll over people, but no answer against this defensive Olympian tonight that might be kind of the X factor. And to go on a little further to what you were talking about today, really I think the unsung heroes of this first half of the game is the offensive line of Olympian. They have been tremendous on that wing T offense, just blowing holes open, pushing the defense back, giving those running backs plenty of avenues and lanes to run.
Oh, absolutely. The offensive line, they've been staying on their blocks, playing sound fundamental ball, but then also let's expand it there for the wide receivers and the running backs. That's why all 11 players on the offensive side of the ball, TC, right now are executing the plays as they are drawn, and that's been the difference of this game. I'm telling you, the line of scrimmage right now on both sides of the ball for Olympian tonight is the difference in this ball game. They're playing very, very fundamentally sound.
Well, let's tap into your coaching acumen here a little bit here, Bob. What is it going to take for this Otai Ranch defense to find ways to stop this wing T offensive attack by Olympian?
Well, they have to keep them off the field. They have to keep them off the field, ball control. Again, I alluded to in the first half, they need to get a running game going. And you get your running game going right there, that's going to open up the pass. I know it sounds cliche, but it is so true. Right now you haven't found an answer defensively. Okay, so what's the best defense is to get your offense going right now. And you have to start playing fundamentally and sound and getting your running game going and try to open up the passing game but with an effective running attack.
Well, let's hope that Coach Lacina's message at halftime is just that, so this Otai Ranch team can get back into the ballgame as they trail 21-0 in this Metro Mesa League opener for Olympian. And both teams coming in 6-0 on the season, both teams in the top 10 in the section. And we expected a lot of different results here by halftime, but instead Olympian has just dominated the Mustangs in the first half of play, and they're getting ready to kick it away to Otai Ranch in the second half. And it's an amazing crowd here, Bob. And we talked about it at halftime. Both sides of the stadium completely full. You have people standing around. It is standing room only at the Olympian Stadium here in South San Diego County. And we're glad you're joining us here on PlayOnSports.com. As we're looking for a different kind of second half from this Otai Ranch football team. They need to find that spark to get back into this ball game and keep that unblemished record perfect.
Well, this is going to be a very important opening drive for Otai Ranch. They have to move the chains, TC. They need to move the chains or come up with a big play. Their first drive, they really need to get some points, because if they don't, then that wing tee offense that they have not been able to stop is going to control the clock and keep them off the field.
Schools are only 1 mile apart, but this is only the second meeting of these two programs. Last year, Olympian pretty much dumped Otai Ranch 34-6 in their first ever encounter, and pretty much doing the same job tonight as we prepare to start the second half of play. Babita approaches the ball and kicks this one high and a little short, and a bounce about the 15, picked up by Otai Ranch and cut down almost immediately by the coverage units. Good job by Olympian. And the ball will be placed at close to the 20-yard line. They're going to mark it about the 20-yard line, and that is where Otai Ranch offense will go to work on their first possession of this second half. They'll mark the ball at the 19-yard line. And it'll be quarterback Kyle Hawkins leading the Mustang charge, trying to get something going here as they trail 21-0. First and 10, they stick with a spread formation. Ball set at the right hash mark. Empty backfield. Hawkins about 7 yards back, gets the snap, looking to throw in the flat, had two men who completed at the 26-yard line. Receiver running over people left and right, still on his feet, finally brought out of bounds at the 35-yard line. That's Quentin Bell, who fought his way forward for more yardage, and a good start.
Oh, again, with this spread offense, that little pass play right there is as good as a run. You know, it's a little short, little hitch pass right there, a little look in. Blockers out in front of you. Nice pickup of about 12 on the play.
And I'm alluding back to what you're saying, make it easy on yourself. Let your playmakers make the plays.
Exactly.
So a first down for Otai Ranch to start this second half. Three receivers at the top of the field and looking down the middle for a man and trying Bell again, and this time couldn't connect with his receiver as a little bit of shoving and moving around as Bell heads back to the Otai Ranch huddle with a few hellos to the secondary of Olympian.
Well, Danny Gutierrez right there covering on the play and brought Mr. Bell down rather hard on the play on that incompletion.
Sure, he didn't appreciate that very much. As the ball falls incomplete, we get second down and 10 from the 35-yard line of Otai Ranch. First possession of the second half. Otai Ranch, this time Hawkinson's three receivers up, faking the blitz as Olympian. This time the ball is blocked, and that should be an incomplete pass, and it is, as it was a lazy attempt at a wide receiver screen to the right, and the defender just shot right in and slapped that ball away.
Well, that was linebacker Connell Brown right there, getting credit for that deflection coming in on the blitz.
So two incomplete passes going in now. Third and 10 for Otai Ranch. They've been here before, struggling on offense, especially on third down. Ball is at their own 35-yard line. They need something big here, as they're going to send three receivers to the short side. Watch at the top of your screen. Solo receivers Chris Martin. Gun formation, looking to throw, fires from the flat. Good play to the 40-yard line on the catch and stopped immediately. Back at the 43-yard line, 2-yard line. That's going to be shy of a first down by about 2 yards, as the connection to Giovanni Meza isn't going to be enough. And what do you do here, Bob? 3rd and 2, you're trailing by 21-0. Do you send a message here, or do you just punt this one away?
On this one right here, this is a marginal call right here, TC. I mean, if you want to pin your opponent down, and I think that's a smart thing to do, is to kick it away, because if you're unsuccessful, you give your opponent the ball on your side of the field. They're playing on a short field, and the way that the offense of Olympian's been playing tonight, I want to keep them on a long field, not a short field.
And it looks like they're following your advice, as Burgoyne's going to punt this one away for Otai Ranch, standing at his own 27-yard line. High snap, able to bring it down. And that is a squib of a punt, and it's going to take a little bit of a Otai Ranch bounce. No one's going to pick this one up as it rolls to about the 27-yard line. And get a little bit of luck there for Otai Ranch on a bad punt. But the Olympian defense once again holds steady, and the Eagles will take over 1st and 10 from their own 27. 10:24 left to go in the third quarter. It's 21-0 Olympian. So the Olympian wing T attack back on the field again on homecoming night here at Olympian High School. And then Eagles giving their homecoming crowd something to cheer about as they lead 21-0 on their first possession of the second half. As Humphrey sets under center, split backs. They give it to Hewlin, the first back through. He's been busy tonight, and he picks up 7 off the left side until he's finally brought down.
Eagles net, nice yardage on
Nice little off tackle down play right there by Hewlin.
Up to the 34-yard line.
Pickup of about 6 yards on the play, 7 yards. Give him 7.
And here we go again. It's going to be that slow, methodical wing T attack that's just going to pick up ground piece by piece, ground by ground until they finally smack you with a big play.
Man, you get 5, 6, 7 yards to carry right there. I mean, you're getting first downs every 2-3 plays, and that's just going to take time off the clock.
And wear that defense down. Back in the wing T formation again. They're going to go with the sweep over to the right side. Time Snowden gets some good block downfield to the 45, the 50, crossing the midfield, and a great-looking run near the 35-yard line. And boy, it didn't look like he was going to get a whole lot on the short side, but all of a sudden, he got some wonderful blocks laid out for him, and he gets well into. We got some fans here pointing it out to us. Yeah, we got you. We can score. They're coming close. 34-yard line of Otai Ranch.
Yeah, Andrell Snowden right there on that buck sweep. And he was very patient on that run, TC, as he found his way and wove his way through the second-level defense. But again, Sergio Bailey on the wide receiver block right there, set him to the outside for the big game across midfield.
Good vision, too, and this time they're going to give it to Hewlin off the left side. Hewlin's finding room to run, spins away from one tackle, and down close to the 25-yard line. They're getting to the second level so quickly and then making things happen. Just big chunks of yardage on this ground attack, and still a lot of a push and shoving and a lot of talking going on the field between these two programs.
Well, I'm telling you, that offensive line right now is just taking them to school. They're just staying on their blocks. They're getting good angles on them. They're going down to the second level, which they call the John Henry block. I don't know why they call it a John Henry block, but that's a terminology when you go to the second level. Remember Coach Platt, when I was coaching over at Eastlake, saying, John Henry, John Henry. I said, what's a John Henry? He goes, you don't know, soon it's a second level block. I said, well, now I know.
As we go now, Snowden going to work on the left side, trying to get the corner. Does get to the corner. That's the 20 to the 10 and down to about the 8-yard line. And Otai Ranch having all kinds of trouble with this wing T offensive Olympian. And it looks like we have a player down on the far sideline for Otai Ranch. As the ball is set inside the 10-yard line, 1st and goal for Olympian once again. And it's kind of deja vu all over again for this wing T offense of the Eagles. As we have a timeout on the field for the injured Otai Ranch player, and it looks like he may be walking off on his own power, and that's a good sign. So Olympian, you got to get that offense back. It's not a timeout, folks. You got to get back on the field and huddle up.
Yeah, that was Rashid Farha, off defensive tackle for the Otai Ranch Mustangs, taking a knee on the sidelines. Hope he'll get back in the game here soon.
But it's danger time again for Otai Ranch as their backs up against the wall. Olympian looking to put it back on the score, another on the scoreboard. They're leading 21-0 with 8:19 left to go in the third quarter. They go with the first back through off the right tackle and fighting his way up close to the 8, maybe the 7-yard line.
Now it's Hewlin again on the ball carrier. On the ball carry.
He was the ball carrier. He was on the ball carrier. At least you saw him. I couldn't even tell who he was. So the ball is going to be placed at the 7-yard line. Pick up 2, 2nd and goal from the 7-yard line. Otai Ranch cannot afford another touchdown here. It'll be an almost insurmountable comeback from 4 touchdowns. As Humphreys, trigger man for this Olympian offense, back on the field. That's Bailey going wide to the right. So he's got solo coverage.
Got
here
single coverage and no safety.
we've seen this before.
Boy, did we read that or what?
They're putting about 10 in the box. And they're going solo with Bailey on the right side. Always a dangerous proposition with Sergio Bailey. 27.2 yards per catch. Let's see what they do this time. No, they're going to go to the left side to Snowden. And Snowden is caught in the backfield, gets away from one man, but can't get away from the other white shirts. And he got bent backwards in an uncomfortable manner at about the 12-yard line. Loss of 4 on the play.
Well, DeAndre Cunningham right there did a nice job shooting the gap, reading the guards. As soon as that guard pulled, he just shot the gap right behind him and brought the running back down for a big loss right here. On now it's going to bring up 3rd and 13.
That's a different type of play call from here and from about the 12-yard line. 3rd and goal, actually, from about the 13-yard line. Otai Ranch really needs to dig in here and avoid another touchdown on the board. They make some changes in the secondary, and here come Olympian. 3rd and goal from the 13-yard line. Look at Sergio Bailey here, and they're going to roll this time. They're going to run this one back. It's a pass across the middle of the field. Has a man at the 5, but stopped. An interesting play call by Daniel Gutierrez, who gets the pitch and makes the pass to Humphreys. But it's going to be short of the goal line. It's ball at the 4-yard line. That's going to make a 4th down. So as an Olympian, got a couple of options here. You could kick the field goal, just extend the lead to 24 points, or you could really look to put the death nail in here and look to score a touchdown.
Well, I think Coach Warren right now has made the decision to go for the field goal. But that was an interesting play right there, a little wingback pass as Gutierrez tries to hit Christian Humphrey.
21-yard field goal will be number 38, Angel Garcia.
So Angel Garcia in his right leg going to try a 21-yard attempt to give us a 24-0 advantage. Good snap, ball's up, and it is no good. Excuse me, the kick is no good. And the Otai defense, really with something to be excited about now, stops Olympian from scoring on this drive and will take over on downs. Wow, I'm surprised. That kick looked awfully good from my vantage point. But, it's, you know, a little something, a little momentum, a little incentive here for this Otai Ranch football team now, able to turn away Olympian and get the ball back with 5:33 left to go in the 3rd quarter. So Hawkins will send 3 receivers to the top, 2 to the bottoms, empty backfield on 1st and 10 for Otai Ranch. Hawkins looking to throw in the pocket, stays there, it's got a man in the middle and dropped at the 30-yard line. And you're not going to see Anthony Williams drop too many like that.
Anthony Williams was looking towards the, looking upfield before he looked that ball into his chest right there. He wants that one back, I know that. That was a nice pass, nice pattern over the middle. Incomplete.
And that will haunt him tonight after this game. They go the same formation. As Hawkins looks to throw again, flushed out of the pocket to the right, throwing down, has a man complete at the 38-yard line, and a 1st down for Otai Ranch. And now the passing game for the Mustangs coming alive, and they're finding those holes in the secondary. And maybe there's some new life for this Mustang football team.
That was a good job by the diminutive wide receiver right there, Giovanni Mesa, going downfield, 5'7", 155-pound wide receiver, little slot back.
5'7" on a telephone book, maybe. Pistol formation this time, broken play in the backfield. And it's Hawkins who pays the price that he is dumped for almost 10 yards. Major miscommunication with him and the running back. I wasn't sure if that was a zone read or what, because Hawkins was surprised to have the football with no one to hand it off to.
Well, that was Zach Norton right there, and his linebacker core just right on Kyle Hawkins. Had no chance right there of getting out of that.
And that is a killer for this Otai offense that needs momentum. Now it's 2nd and 14. The ball is placed at the 34-yard line of Otai Ranch. And they need to go forward, not backwards, as they trail by 3 touchdowns in this Metro Mesa clash between cross-street rivals. They go spread this time to either side, again to throw. This time flushed out of the pocket, nowhere to throw, and he's in trouble. And Hawkins gets out of one man, but can't escape another. Dumps the ball off out of bounds. And I think they're going to say he's down, and now a flag is thrown late. And Bob, they're going to call intentional grounding on that because he was outside the tackle box.
Yeah, I think they're going to probably get that call, TC. I mean, who's under so much pressure right there. Connell Brown coming up from his safety position on the blitz right there.
And you're correct, that is the call. Another intentional grounding call against Hawkins tonight, and that backs up Otai Ranch to their own 20-yard line. And it's going to be second and Temecula for the Mustangs, as they had some life and some momentum going, and now on 2 consecutive plays, they must have lost close to 20 yards. 3rd and 28 now for Otai Ranch from their own 20. 3 receivers to the near side. They stay in the gun. Throwing down in the middle of the field, has a man, that's Martin, he breaks free to the 30, and now it's a race to the end zone, and one that Martin's gonna win as he taunts the defender on his way in, and we don't be surprised if we get a late flag. Chris Martin blowing by the secondary on an 80-yard touchdown connection from Hawkins. And at the 4:08 mark of the 3rd quarter, Otai Ranch finally on the board.
Well, it's Chris Martin right there on a little skinny post. And Kyle Hawkins just hit him in stride. But I was really surprised right there at the end of that play that Chris Martin did not get called for taunting.
So now we're hearing a little bit of noise from the Otai side of the field as their fans are getting a little excited. The Mustangs' extra point attempt is up. It is good. And we have a ball game again, folks. And now another late flag as we have players heated up on the field. 21-7, Otai Ranch trailing Olympian, but finally on the board. And some momentum now on the side of the ranch. Need security to leave the facility here tonight as both sidelines and both crowds are going after each other in cheering and taunting as Otai Ranch finally on the board at the 4:08 mark of the 3rd quarter. Now trails Olympian 21-7 thanks to a tremendous and spectacular 80-yard touchdown passing catch to Chris Martin, who kind of waggled his finger to the defender as he cruised in the last 10 yards before he crossed the goal line. And maybe that is the spark this Mustang team is needed to get right back into this ball game. And ready to boot this one away.
26 Andres will kick off for Otai Ranch.
Carlos Medrano setting it up near the near hash mark. Do we expect an onside kick here, Bob? Or do we play it straight?
I think they play it straight.
Well, me, I'm always a conspiracy theorist.
I have been wrong.
4:08 left to go in the 3rd quarter as the Otai crowd has come alive as the Ranch on the board trailing 21-7 to Olympian on homecoming night here from Olympian High School. And a little time taken by the officials on the field as they need to adjust their glasses. A lot of penalties here tonight. And a lot of emotion riding high on both sides of the field. And you can hear the thunderous sound coming from the Olympian side. It is standing room only here, folks, as the officials continue to hold back. I'm not sure what the delay is on the field as they're talking to the Otai Ranch coaching staff.
Well, basically, I think what's happening right now, TC, is both coaches received a warning. They threw the penalty flag at the end of that point after, and the referees came over to talk to Coach Warren and his staff, and now they did the same thing to Coach Lucina and his staff. They're saying, okay, no more of this extracurricular activity after the play. So the next time that happens, there's going to probably be a severe penalty out there and possibly an ejection.
Not a lot of love lost between these two programs. Schools are separated by about a mile apart. And players on both sides essentially grew up together, playing Pop Warner together. And it has been a heated rivalry, and tonight, no exception. Yellow markers all over the place, a lot of extra pushing, shoving, a little bit of trash talking on both sides. I'm not just talking to players on the field, I'm talking about the crowd. It's just as nasty up here as it is down on the gridiron. And I think we're about underway after both coaches have been warned about the excessive play of their players. As Medrano ready to boot this one away. Finally. Here we go. Whistle's blown. And Otai Ranch now trailing 21-7. Short putt there. It's going to be kicked to the 20-yard line. The pooch kick. And that's Snowden, who just flies forward across the 30 to the 34. And a good field position for this Olympian football team. And now it's on this Otai Ranch defense to find a way to hold back the wing T attack of the Eagles.
Well, I think right now Otai Ranch is coming in to this defensive stand right here with some momentum. So they had that big play right there by Chris Martin. And let's see if that's going to spark this defense to hopefully try to get a 3 and out by stopping Olympian right here in that very effective wing T offense.
They're going to just continue to pound away and get pieces and pieces of yardage and work the clock. 4:02 left to go in the third quarter. We've had a number of delays here as the officials are talking to Humphreys, quarterback for the Eagles. And again, as you alluded to, Bob, that might be a topic to the captain saying, look, clean up your acts on the field or we're going to really start calling penalties. But back to the wing T attack, and that's Hewlin off the left side, and he squeezes forward to about the 39-yard line, pick up a 4 on the play. And we'll expect to see a lot of that. Just keep hammering away, work the clock, work the yards, and keep Otai's offense off the field.
Yeah, it seems like they like to run that fullback down off tackle play right there to the left side of the line.
Hewlin still set back, this time looking to throw his Humphreys off to the left side. Has his man Bailey with the catch, but he's going to be short. A great job by a secondary surge to stop Bailey from getting that first down. He's going to be about a yard short. Call it 3rd down and 1 from the 43.
Yeah, Sergio Bailey having a good game tonight. Not just only just catching the ball, because this probably is only his maybe 2nd or 3rd reception tonight, but just his blocking, and he's just a presence out there that you have to be aware of, because he can hurt you at any time in this game on any play.
You really have to have 2 men marking him, which they don't have now, as they've got 10 on the box, 1 man on top of Bailey at the top of the formation. Look for the blitz. Look at everybody on the line of scrimmage. And Humphrey's going to call his own number on the quarterback sweep, looking for the edge. Got it. Down to the 40. Now it's going to foot race to the end zone. And there's nobody going to catch Mr. Humphreys. And Olympian with another touchdown. A 46-yard run by quarterback Chris Humphreys on a 3rd and 1. 10 men in the box. Humphreys gets to the outside. And Olympian opens it up 27-7.
Well, there was no safety help. As you said, TC, they had 10 in the box right there. And Chris Humphrey just calling his own number, runs around the right side on a quarterback keeper. And once he broke the 2nd level, no safety help, and he was just off to the races.
Actually, a 54-yard run by Humphreys on the quarterback sweep. And how many fights are we going to see in the parking lot after the game tonight? And another kick is no good. The extra point attempt failed. But it's still a 20-point advantage for Olympian, 27-7 with 2:40 left to go in the 3rd.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you're enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School broadcast program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
TC Wardell alongside Bob Osuna from Olympian High School. It's homecoming night here from Olympian. And the fuel and fire from the crowds that really fueled up their football team as the undefeated Olympian Eagles take a 27-7 lead with 2:40 left to go in the 3rd quarter. And again, Otai showing a little bit of spark on offense, but their defense has found no answer against this wing T offense tonight.
Well, actually, Otai Ranch really just gambled right there on that last series by just putting everybody in crowding the box like that with no safety help. And you have 1 wide receiver in Sergio Bailey, and you just have 1 man covering him. So they elected to run with the QB keeper.
And a 54-yard touchdown run by Chris Humphreys ensues as Babita kicks this one to the 1, and that one's still live at the 1-yard line, finally picked up. And Otai Ranch isn't going to get much field position on this one. The 10-yard line is where the Ranch will start, and when things are going bad, they just seem to landslide. As the Ranch, the Mustangs, going to be backed up on offense at their own end of the field, and the officials talking to an Otai player, telling them to clean up their act. As it has been a scrappy, chippy football game. And now the Mustangs, they're going to have to go and find a way to go 90 yards to get into the end zone. They trail 27-7, 2:32 left to go in the third quarter. And Hawkins will send 2 receivers either side. A lot of room. Actually, it's going to be 3 to the top of the key. A lot of room now for them to operate. And he's going to tuck and run. Gets by one man to the 15, the 20, and Hawkins brought down hard by 2 Olympian defenders, but not after picking about 15 yards on the play.
Good job by Kyle Hawkins right there, just picking his way through. He was just coming right at us, TC, and you can just see him just picking and choosing his holes, weaving through the Olympian defense. Nice pickup on first down, picking up a first down. Now they're on the 25-yard line.
Some new life here for this Otai Ranch offense, showing some sparks. Back to throw again, look for the backside blitz, and brought down at the 15. He got no blindside help from his tackle, and he has dropped for a sack for about 7 yards.
Yeah, Christian Acosta Flores right there on the backside blitz.
They found a real weakness at the backside. That's the second time that Hawkins has been dumped on his blind side tonight. So 2nd and 18. Every time this Mustang offense gets something going positive, they do something to fall 2 steps back again. 2nd and 18 for the Mustangs. Ball's placed at their own 16-yard line. Hawkins back to throw. Heavy pressure coming. He's going right over the middle and is going to out-throw everybody. As he had to get rid of that ball as he had black shirts in his face, and that one's going to go incomplete, bringing up 3rd and long.
Again, that was Acosta Flores right there on the blitz. It looks like he's lining up at linebacker on the slot. But what's happening, TC, is he's on the blitz, and then the outside linebacker comes back and picks up the slot. Almost, that's a nice play call right there by the defensive coordinator, Bing Dawson, for the Olympian Eagles.
The Olympian defensive coordinator's dialed up an outstanding game plan tonight. It's now on 3rd and long. Hawkins looking to throw again. This time, they're going up the middle, pardon me. They're just looking for some room to punt. They're almost playing just to get rid of the ball. And the fullback plunge up the middle will gather a couple yards, but it's going to be 4th and long. And once again, the Mustang offense is stymied and will have to punt this ball away. 1:13 and counting left in the third quarter. Not a lot of chances left for this Mustang offense as they trail 27-7.
Well, now they're punting deep from their own territory, and now you have Isaiah Gibson back for the punt, and also with Omar Reese Medellin lined up at midfield.
Burgoyne standing in his own 3-yard line. High snap. He better get this one away, and does. And a knuckleballer is going to bounce at about the 42 and take a Mustang bounce across midfield and spin its way down to the 44-yard line. And that is where Olympian will take over 1st and 10. 37 seconds left to go in the third quarter. The Eagles with the football and a 27-7 lead. Chances running low here for the Mustangs.
Well, now as we run out close to the end of the third quarter, TC, as Otai Ranch lines up to take the ball. Right now, Otai Ranch, they need some type of a play on defense, a strip or something like that, just to get something going and try to get the ball back, at least try to get some points on the board.
Might be time for the defense to show up and do some scoring, as the offense has only been able to put 7 on the board so far this evening. And again, delays on the field. As the officials have called a timeout. 37 seconds left to go in the third. Both teams coming to this game undefeated. This was touted as the game of the week here in the section, but it has been dominated by this Olympian football team. I'm not sure Otai Ranch knew what hit them coming out the gate, and they've yet to recover. And they've got a 20-point disadvantage. They've got to try to find a way to come back from with only 1 quarter left to play. As Olympian hits back onto the football, 1st and 10 from their own 43-yard line. They stick with a wing T. They go with Hewlin. Hewlin finds some room around the left side, still on his feet across midfield to the 45. The 40 just following his blocking. Just great vision and patience by Hewlin down to the 32-yard line. It's almost like they're running in slow motion. It's just they're just taking their time, watching their blocks, and getting huge chunks of yardage.
Well, right now they're just playing the whole game. They've been playing their base offense. They've just been running fullback down. They've been running fullback belly, coming back with a counter and a buck sweep. That's basically the 4 basic running plays they've been running all night, and Otai Ranch cannot stop it.
Olympian, last year's San Diego Section Division III runner-up, having run into a buzzsaw against Cathedral Catholic, the 4-time defending champions at Qualcomm Stadium. What's an interesting stat is 72% of this Olympian football team are seniors. And they will be losing a lot of players, and not to add insult to injury, but their junior varsity team is 0-7 this year. So you're going to see some rebuilding on this Olympian team next year. So this is a year and a team that really wants to get back to the stadium because they think they can win it all. We are down to the quarter number 4 here from Olympian High School. The Eagles on homecoming with a 27-7 lead.
PlayOn Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at PlayOn Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
And we thank you for joining us here tonight from Olympian High School in Chula Vista, California. As a battle of unbeatens as Olympian, 6-0 on the season, held a 27-7 lead over the Otai Ranch, also 6-0 on the season. Not only that, both teams are Metro Mesa League rivals, and you can throw a stone from one campus to the next. So these players know each other extremely well. But someone's going to come out losing tonight. That unblemished record goes away, and right now it looks like Olympian is in control with a 27-7 lead as we start the 4th quarter of play. And Olympian with the football at the 32-yard line of Otai Ranch. One more score here could just about do it for this Ranch football team.
And one thing just interesting just happened right now on the field, TC, is that Coach Warren had his entire team and entire staff in for a quick little meeting right there at that timeout, and I bet he's talking about discipline. Stay disciplined, play this game clean for the last quarter of play.
Hewlin tries the middle, goes nowhere, stops short, and actually is going to lose a half yard on the play. Good surge by the left side of the Otai Ranch defensive line. And going back to what you're saying, Bob, I think you're absolutely correct. He said, look, let's play this smart. Let's play this like football players, not like thugs. No more flags, no more pushing and shoving, no more talk. Let's just play our game and let's go home with a victory.
Now, usually when you have a rivalry like this and a backyard brawl like we have here tonight, you usually get that out of you in the first couple of plays, maybe the first series. But this thing has gone, into 3 quarters of football tonight, and so I think Coach Warren's probably had enough of it.
Back to throw is Humphreys. Humphreys gets out of the sack somehow and actually finds a way to gain 2 yards. He was dead to rights at the 40-yard line, somehow eluded the sack and actually made something out of it. Bringing up 3rd and 9.
Yeah, Christopher Humphreys right there just showing his athleticism as he's in trouble right there and broke away from a couple tacklers and got a small gain but kept the drive alive here. He got 3rd and 9 on their own 31-yard line.
We'll take a 1-yard gain over an 8-yard loss any day.
Well, check that. They're on the Otai Ranch 31.
Right on. Again in Ranch territory. 10:36 left to go in the ball game. As Olympian starting to feel it. 27-7 over Otai Ranch and with the football. 3rd and 9. Back to throw against Humphreys. Humphreys this time is just dumped as they brought a heavy blitz. And that's a huge loss of 15 yards. And all of a sudden, the Otai defense starting to show some power and life. And that's going to force a punt, the first punt of the night by Olympian. And that is exactly what this Otai Ranch football team needed.
Back to receive for Otai Ranch, number 10, Chris Martin.
So Bavita standing back at his own 48, going to boot this one away. That's Chris Martin for Otai Ranch, standing in his own 10-yard line, awaiting the punt. Otai defense coming through this time, nearly blocked. That might have got a piece of that one, in fact. And that ball's going to bounce at the 35-yard line and takes an Olympian bounce, and a good one, actually. This is going to turn out pretty well for Olympian, as the ball's going to drop into about the 17-yard line. And that's where the Otai Ranch offense will take over 1st and 10 with 9:30 left to go in the ball game. And let's hear it for the Otai defense for forcing a punt for the first time this evening.
Yeah, and on that punt right there, Steven Alexander of the Mustangs got a fingertip on it. And so the punter didn't get all that he wanted on that punt. So Otai Ranch, although not great field position, but here they have another chance to make something happen as they take possession right now on the 15-yard line.
Chris Martin with the bounce and a step sets up at wide receiver to the right. Gun formation for the Mustangs. They need it here. Do or die, and this time nowhere to go is Hawkins as he is smothered in the backfield at the 9-yard line. Good job by the secondary as the black shirt defense came through and put Hawkins down for about a 7-yard loss.
Yeah, you called that, TC. That was just a coverage sack right there. Credit Connell Brown for the sack. We'll give him the sack on that play.
I wonder what kind of offense, outside of that 80-yard touchdown pass play, there hasn't been a whole lot of offense on this Otai Ranch football team tonight. 2nd and 16. Ball's at their own 10-yard line. As Hawkins back to throw, finds his man and dropped. That may be intercepted, and it is by Olympian, still trying to bring the defender down, and it's a scrum, and all of a sudden we're playing rugby, and the ball pops loose. But the receiver for Otai pops out of his hands, and Olympian comes up opportunistic with the interception deep in the Ranch territory. And when it rains, it pours, and that may be the final death toll for this Otai Ranch football team.
Well, linebacker Ray Osuna comes up with the big interception off the deflection. And then after the tackle, fumbled the ball and actually got more yardage at the end of the play as the ball rolls inside the 5-yard line to the 4. And this could indeed set the nail right here, TC.
I just want to make it clear to our listeners and our viewers that Ray Osuna is no relation to our broadcaster, Bob Osuna. 1st and goal, they're going to go with Hewlin up the middle, and there it is easy as pie. Hewlin again, his 3rd touchdown of the night. And Olympian may have this one locked up 33-7 with 8:37 left to go in the ball game. Wow.
Well, you take advantage of your opportunities. And just in all facets of this ball game, Olympian came to play tonight. And they just have simply outmatched Otai Ranch tonight.
Extra point attempt is perfect this time, and Hewlin having a huge night for Olympian. 3 rushing touchdowns for the Eagles as they take control of this one 34-7 with 8:37 left to go in the final quarter.
PlayOnSports.com is not only your destination for Friday night football action, but it's also the place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoff and championship events in all sports from across the country. PlayOnSports.com. High school sports lives here.
TC Wardell alongside Bob Osuna here from Olympian High School, and it's been a happy homecoming for the Eagle crowd as the undefeated Olympian Eagles looking to go 7-0 on the season with a 34-7 lead over previously unbeaten Otai Ranch with 8:37 left to go in the 4th quarter. And I think both crowds here on a standing room only night, a little surprised by the outcome of this ball game as Olympian has been in control from the start.
Yeah, as some of the fans on the other side of the field from Otai Ranch are starting to make their ways to the exit because it's going to be a traffic jam getting out of here tonight.
No question about that as Babita boots this one away for Olympian. Ball's at the 1-yard line, picked up by Otai. They're going to look for some room down the side. And still squeaks through to the 30, the 35 on the left sideline. And an outstanding return for Otai Ranch up to the 44-yard line, a 43-yard return.
Yeah, that was reserve running back Malik Williams. right there, taking the ball at the goal line, taking it across the 40. It's about the 43. Nice return for Williams.
So Otai Ranch with good field position at their own 43-yard line, but 8:26 left to go in the game. Few, if slim, chances left for this Otai team to get back into this ball game. They sure would like to put some points on the board before it's all said and done. Spread formation, Hawkins with a football. Heavy blitz coming. He's got to get rid of. He does. Middle of the field, Martin. And I'm not sure what happened there as Chris Martin seemed to get away from the secondary. And the ball just kind of landed right in front of him. We didn't show any attempt to even dive for it.
Oh, Connell Brown was on the backside blitz right there.
Wow. I thought that was a catchable football.
Yeah, pressuring Kyle Hawkins right in his face as he threw it.
Martin wanted to think about laying out for a ball every once in a while. That was one that looked like it could have been catchable. It's a gutsy play by Hawkins to stay in the pocket and throw that pass with heavy pressure in his face. Now he's facing a 2nd and 10 from his own 43. 4 receivers in the pattern, flags down. It looks like we may have movement on the line of scrimmage. Whoa! As T-shirts being thrown in the crowd here. I almost caught one. OHS Homecoming 2012. I missed my opportunity for an Olympian High homecoming T-shirt here, Bob. I fancy myself a pretty good wide receiver in my day. And I let a girl catch the ball in front of me. Oh, for shame. My offensive coordinator could see me now. So the penalty marks the ball back to the 38-yard line. 2nd and 15 for Otai Ranch. They stick with the spread. Hawkins again steps into the pocket under pressure, and he's down. Not only outstanding coverage by the secondary, but boy, the black shirts are just pinning their ears back and coming through.
Yeah, they've been doing that all night, TC. It's just been a tremendous pressure on Kyle Hawkins all evening. And just great coverage in the secondary by the Olympian Eagles.
Things don't get any easier for Otai Ranch. They got to go to play Escondido. They got Chula Vista, and it won't be any fun traveling to Eastlake for the season finale. This time, movement all over the line, and this time we're going to get Olympian dancing across the neutral zone. So we'll get that 5 yards back for Otai Ranch. A little over anxious from the right side of the defensive line. 7:40 left to go in the 4th quarter. Bob, an opportunity for you to catch maybe another T-shirt? No.
I'm looking for one, and one's not coming my way here. You know?
Still, this Olympian crowd has just been packed. This outstanding turnout for this Eagle program that Gil Warren has just turned into a powerhouse. 3rd and 13 from the 40-yard line. 3 receivers at the top of your screen. Hawkins under pressure, throws over the middle. That one's nearly intercepted. Then it's caught by Meza in midfield. Wow, what a break. That ball should have been intercepted, bounced out of the defender's hands, and Merry Christmas to me with a receiver catching it in midfield.
Yeah, heads-up play there by Giovanni Meza.
So now 4th and 3 from midfield for Otai Ranch, trailing 34-7. 7 minutes to go in this ball game. Looking to keep this drive alive. Hawkins going to throw it on a hitch and got his man at the 45-yard line. 1st down, easy pitch and catch to Omar Ruiz Medellin, pardon me. And that'll keep the chains moving for Otai Ranch.
1st and 10 Mustangs from the Olympian 46. Ladies and
Ball
gentlemen,
to the 46-yard line into Olympian territory. And although this one may be all over for the Ranch, they still would like to put something on the board before it's said and done. As Hawkins sends 3 receivers to the near side. One solo right, looking through the wide receiver screen to Martin, and Martin with the ball across the 40-yard line, and he opens it up to the 30, showing a heck of a move to the 20-yard line, and does it again in the end zone, and throws that little waggle finger at the defender before he jaunts in, and Martin with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And boy, he is electrifying when you put the ball into his hands.
Well, every time he's had the ball tonight, TC has really made something happen. His 2nd touchdown tonight. It's just unfortunate they just didn't go to him earlier in the game as often. But just showed some nice moves right there and just cutting off of his block and cutting it inside, then back outside, and then just showing his speed, getting into the end zone.
And what a move at the 20-yard line to just
beautiful move.
So Martin with well over 140 yards receiving tonight. Helps Otai Ranch, and that extra point attempt is blocked. And the extra point will fail. Had a whole lot going right for this Otai Ranch team, but Martin showing some quicks and great move on that 46-yard touchdown run, pass and run, but a little, too late. As Otai Ranch trails Olympian 34-13 with 6:42 left to go in the ball game. So Olympian on homecoming night looking to go 7-0 and move up the Union Tribune rankings in the San Diego section. They would like a second shot at the championship at Qualcomm Stadium. They took a loss last year to Cathedral Catholic, and a bad one at that, to the four-time defending champions. This year with a senior class that constitutes 72% of the roster, this could be their last chance in a couple years to find their way to Qualcomm Stadium in the Division III title game.
Well, right now, they're playing against a Division I school in Otai Ranch, and, actually played very well tonight, TC. So, although they are Division III, it looks like they're more experienced this year. They're playing with a little bit more sense of urgency. And I'm just really impressed with their offensive defensive line. And they have just out-muscled Otai Ranch tonight.
Well, Otai Ranch is going to try the onside kick, and this time blocked it. And they may have got that one unless it went out of bounds. And we'll see what the officials have to say. That was well executed.
That was.
That was a Bob Osuna 9-iron. Chipping that off the tee. And let's see what the officials have to say on this.
That's how I hit my wedge.
Oh, is that? That's how I hit my driver. Sad to say. Olympian doesn't look too worried about it. It looks like they think they've got the ball back. That was a good-looking onside kick. That one went up high, and an Olympian player may have touched it early, as they're still talking about it on the Otai Ranch sidelines. But going back to Olympian, a senior-laden football team that would like some revenge for last year's Division III title loss to Cathedral Catholic. In San Diego section, Division I, Division II, III, there are some Division IV teams that I know could take on any Division I team in the section. So it's really a program-by-program situation. What do they get to say? And Olympian's going to catch a break on this one, and they'll get the ball on the onside kick attempt. Going to fail for Otai Ranch, and the Eagles will have the football 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line. Tough one to call from this vantage point. It looked like Otai Ranch may have recovered that. But the officials say no and give the ball to the Olympian, and they'll come back with a wing tee. 1st and 10. They're going to be content to keep this one on the ground as Snowden now. Ankle tackle down about the 47-yard line. They're going to work this clock down under 6:30 left to play. So Olympian will go 7-0 on the season, and with advantage in the Metro Mesa League race this season. They've got themselves a bit of a run. They've got to take on Eastlake as well and travel out to Chula Vista. But a good opportunity for this team to possibly go 10-0. On 2nd and 8, down the middle is Hewlin. Hewlin's been the workhorse. He just carries people across the 45-yard line to the 43, and that should be enough for a 1st down.
Harrison Hewlin is just a strong runner. He's
5'10", 185.
Yeah, just north and south, and just hits the hole hard and keeps his legs moving.
And I love his vision and his patience, the way he runs. He knows he doesn't have to use speed when he doesn't need to. Just wait, let your blockers do the work for you, find the holes, look for him, and just run. And he's just taken off his yards per carry tonight. Have got to be well over 7 or 8 yards. And once again, we've talked about the unsung heroes of this ball game. It's got to be the front 5 for Olympian. Their offensive line has done a tremendous job tonight. 1st and 10, they're going to go up the middle with Hewlin again. He'll pick up maybe a yard on the play as they just continue to work the clock. Gil Warren, head coach for Olympian, as I said earlier, 71 years young. doesn't look like a day over 50. But he is a San Diego native, Sweetwater High School grad back in '59. Bob, you played with him back in some of those Sweetwater football days.
Ouch. Ouch.
After a stint at Chaffey College, 3 years as a reserve running back for San Diego State. And he's really been a staple of South San Diego football. Bob, you know as well as anybody out here. His name out here just represents this unbelievable programs he's been able to put together. Outstanding coach. I mean, just really a legend down here. Hewlin's going to get the call off the right side. He's going to get close to the 40-yard line. Pick up a 3. Olympian in no big hurry.
And the thing about Coach Warren, too, is just that, you know, he's a good teacher. And a good teacher of football out here with the kids. He's a good teacher in the community and giving clinics to the youth football coaches. He's available. You know, every time we go out on the field and talk to him on pregame, he just is very, very warm and welcoming and gives us his time. And he loves what he does.
Oh, there's no question
about it. He just loves it. You know, he's been doing this a long time, and I don't think he's ever going to stop, honestly.
I hope he does. He's an outstanding coach, a wonderful human being. Snowden gets the ball this time, spins away from one tackle, but able barely to get back to the line of scrimmage. As the Otai defense on the left-hand side able to stop Snowden for no gain. That'll bring up 4th down, and the punt team on the field for this only the second time this evening for Olympian.
Yeah, so Otai Ranch calls a timeout right now to conserve some time for their offense to hopefully get on the board one more time. And quickly.
Very quickly. And you got the dangerous Chris Martin back there ready to receive it. Boy, he is something to watch. He's got the most yards of any receiver in the section. But he is fun to watch. He's got speed. He's got great acceleration and great moves. As one safety for Olympian can attest, as he's still standing at the 20-yard line. But even with all the firepower offensively that Otai Ranch has tonight, they've had no answer for this Olympian football team. This Eagle football team is on a mission this season. There's just no question about it. And a good opportunity for them to go undefeated. And Babita setting back at his own 46-yard line, ready to punt this one away for the Eagles. It's a 10-man line. They're bringing everybody, and Babita's able to boot this one. And it's going to go out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. I'm going to mark it off the 20-yard line. It does its purpose. As the Mustang offense comes on the field with 3:43 left to go in this ball game, trailing Olympian 34-13.
Stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com postgame show, where we'll select our player of the game as well as wrap up all the action from this ball game. And that's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
And the Olympian crowd still looking strong. I haven't seen anybody from the Eagle faithful here leave the stadium yet here on homecoming night. 3:43 left to go. Mustangs with a football. And Hawkins looking to throw. He's under pressure, and he just collared down at the 15-yard line. And I see a flag on the play. We may see a horse collar here as he was brought down by the neck by Olympian. But really, Hawkins, at quarterback, he's had a rough night. I mean, he's had a couple good plays, 2 touchdown passes, but the rest of the night he has been just harassed by this Olympian front 7.
Oh, yeah, he's just been hurried and sacked and people in his face the entire night. And that was just a great defensive game plan drawn up by Bing Dawson, defensive coordinator for the Olympian Eagles, and just basically just came after him. They said, you know what, we're not going to let you beat us with your athleticism, because we're going to challenge you and we're going to put bodies on you. And so that's what's been happening. They've been playing man coverage for the most of the night and blitzing, and it's been working.
So 1st and 9 now, backside pressure again, but able to get across the middle. That's Martin on the in route to 40. Look at Martin turn the corner to the 50. Great acceleration into Olympian territory. It's taken a few to get him down, and then they actually don't get him down. They just press him out of bounds. And Chris Martin is an electrifying wide receiver, as he's coming close to 200 yards in receiving tonight for this Otai Ranch football team. So they're into Olympian territory at the 49-yard line after a nice dig pattern by Chris Martin. Boy, he is fun to watch once he gets the ball in his hands.
Yeah, he's exciting. Again, it's going to be in a most likely a losing effort for Otai Ranch, but he has definitely been a highlight film tonight in his play.
He has got second tier talent. I could see him playing on Saturdays easily. 1st and 10 for Otai Ranch. Just over 3 minutes left to go in this ball game. Olympian with a 34-13 lead. Ranch looking to put something else on the board. As Hawkins stands in the pocket looking for Martin. Wide open in the middle on the post pattern. And finally brought down at the 10-yard line. Wow, is this young man dangerous. You can see why he's the top wide receiver in the section, folks. Chris Martin for Otai Ranch. Ball's at the 10-yard line.
I mean, once he gets separation from the defensive back, it's really no contest.
Clock continues to run. 1st and goal. They're going to mark it 1st and goal. It's inside the 10. Hawkins looking to throw again, and under pressure. He's trying to get out of it. Can't. And he'll be dropped at the 12-yard line. And kind of the storyline of the evening. Every time Otai Ranch does something good, they end up with something bad on the next play. Yeah, offensive lines really struggled tonight for Otai Ranch. So 2nd and goal from the 11-yard line. Mustangs looking to put something more on. They're going to go to the corner on the fade route, tipped away, and that was nearly intercepted in bounds. And that's going to be fall incomplete. And that'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, Quentin Bell, the intended receiver on that play for the Mustangs.
Hard to tell with these old eyes, and the lighting in the corner of the end zone gets a little difficult sometimes. Good coverage on the play. I think it might have been Humphreys on the cover. 3rd and goal from the 10 for the Mustangs. They'd love to put another one on the board. 2 receivers at the top of the screen. As Hawkins now looking to run. No, he's going to look to pass. Now he's got all kinds of trouble. Throw it to the middle of the field. Find a man. Got him in and out of his hands at the back of the end zone. And Omar Ruiz-Medellin is absolutely beside himself and can't believe he dropped that ball. There wasn't a black shirt within 10 yards of him. He's almost inconsolable right now as he walks off the field. Hawkins did a tremendous job of avoiding the pressure, moving in and out of the pocket and finding Ruiz-Medellin in the back of the end zone all by his lonesome. And Medellin couldn't bring the ball down, bringing up a 4th and goal. When it rains, it pours for the Mustangs.
Watch for Chris Martin here.
Gun formation, looking to throw his Hawkins up the middle. Hawkins now under pressure, finds it. Unbelievable job by Hawkins with the touchdown pass. He was draped by a defender.
Let's see if he was over the line of scrimmage. They're talking about it.
You bet. No, that's a touchdown, Otai Ranch. And give that one to quarterback Hawkins. I don't know how he avoided the sack with a player draped around him, found a way to free his arm, and threw a strike to the receiver.
Oh, that was unbelievable. It's just a heads-up play, and that's not giving up on the play right there. Just trying to make something happen, and found his open receiver. Touchdown, Mustangs.
That was a guaranteed sack. Hawkins finds a way out of it. What athleticism this young man possesses. Extra point attempt is up. High snap. Going to try to get this one up. Is that one good? Let's call it good. It is. And Otai Ranch has narrowed the gap 34-20 with 2:07 left to go in this ball game. And that was an impressive drive by the Ranch. You know, it's too bad they haven't seen a little bit of that earlier in the football game. Boy, the combination of Kurt Hawkins and Chris Martin, I mean, that's almost unstoppable.
Well, again, you know, put the ball in the hands of your playmakers. And, you know, you don't have to do a long pass, you know, down a post pattern to Chris Martin, although that will work because he has great speed. But just get him the ball and just let him do what he does best. You just run with it. He runs the daylight. He makes things happen on the field. Gotta
love the toughness and grit of quarterback Kyle Hawkins. Only a junior. He'll be back next year for this Otai Ranch football team. And they're going to return a number of players, actually, a number of key players. Williams will be back for him as well. Unfortunately, they do lose Chris Martin to graduation and a few others. But they've got a good core of players coming back next season, which I can't say as much for this Olympian team. I mean, again, 72% of your football team is going to graduate. And with a JV team that's really struggled this year, I mean, that's not a lot to build from the bottom up. So Gil Warren's going to have his work cut out for him the next season or two. But it's all about today. And Olympian looking to go 7-0 on the season, holding a 34-20 lead. Another onside kick attempt. They're going to try it again. And it was touched by an Otai player, but it might have been early. So Olympian will take over near midfield. I do like their onside kick execution. But Olympian will get the ball again with 2:05 left to go in the ball game, and this one pretty much in the bag for the undefeated and will continue to be undefeated Olympian Eagle football team. Boy, looking at the schedule, there's not a whole lot in the way for this Olympian team. Outside of Eastlake was always tough, although they've kind of run into some tough times this year a little bit. Chula Vista, Bonita Vista are teams that they could potentially win, certainly potentially win. Eastlake will be a tough game. Boy, I could see them going 10-0 on the season.
Yeah, Eastlake coming off that surprising loss to St. Augustine.
Yeah, absolutely.
This year, with their only loss of the year. So basically in league play, they're 1-0.
And on first down, they're going to keep it to the ground to Hewlin. Hewlin dropped in the backfield for a yard loss. Hewlin on the night, 3 rushing touchdowns. Definitely a candidate for our PlayOn Sports Player of the Game. And a timeout on the field by Otai Ranch at 1:58 left to play. We're wondering about the second half of play, how Otai Ranch would respond after trailing 21-0 at halftime. And for the most part, not bad. I mean, certainly I think this Olympian team had their number tonight. But Olympian really battled back 20 points in the second half. It's really to try to make this a ball game. But tonight's outcome a little surprising to us. I think a little surprising to a lot of people. They expected this to be a much, much closer football game. But Olympians certainly did their homework this week and knew what to do to stop Otai Ranch's offense.
Yeah, again, like you said earlier, TC, the Otai Ranch averaging, 33 points a game coming into tonight. And, kudos to the Olympian defense for basically shutting them down for 3/4 of football.
Absolutely. As they look to go 7-0 with 1:58 left to go in the ball game. Running again is Snowden. Snowden found some room, and he's just tripped up at midfield because if he wasn't, he would be off to the races, and he knows it. he's a little upset with himself. If he had leapt over that defender, boy, he'd still be running.
Well, that was a textbook buck sweep to the left side, and that alley just opened up, and he squared his shoulders up and planted his outside foot and hit it hard, and he could have been gone if it was a shoestring saving tackle on the play for Otai Ranch.
And here's a question for you, Bob, from an old wing T guy. What is the difference between a buck sweep and a sally, or is it actually the same thing? Different terminology.
Different terminology.
Same play.
Different terminology.
We always call it a sallies. Sweep till they weep.
Sweep
what
till they weep.
Call it. And it's a great offense for you see this offense run a lot of times at smaller schools with smaller enrollments or schools with just smaller players.
Yes.
Where you can actually be effective in an offense like this. You're not going to have the bruisers on the front line. You need smart, quick linemen. And Olympian definitely has that. And of course, it doesn't hurt to have a 6'7", 290-pound tackle.
Oh, no.
And Snowden gets the call off the right-hand side again. People sliding all over him. This time he's making up for it. Still on his feet to the 35. He's pushing Pyle near the 30-yard line.
Well, they're pushing and pulling, TC. Because right now, Anthony Snowden was doing the pushing, and he was having some pulling by his offensive lineman, who literally got him by the shoulder pads and was pulling him downfield.
I think Snowden wanted to make up a little bit for the lost opportunity on the last play where he almost shot to score. His team, there was a ball of black jerseys just piling forward for about 10 yards and a first down for Olympian at the 33-yard line of Otai Ranch. And this time they go into the victory formation as they're just going to let this one click off under 1:20 to play. and respectfully end the game on a knee. So 7-0 will go this Olympian football team. Otai Ranch will fall to 6-1. Both teams looking at postseason, though, no question about it. Division III is going to be extremely competitive this year. Cathedral Catholic once again looks to be, kind of the class of the active. Although they're down just a little bit this season with some injuries. Division I, kind of wide open. The one team out there that's kind of standing out is Mission Hills out of San Marcos. That's my hometown. Mission Hills is kind of my team. But both these teams looking for postseason, but right now, bragging rights and neighborhood rivalry rights for the next year are going to go to Olympian, as they'll take one more snap and one more knee. And hopefully we won't have any trouble in the parking lot with the crowd, the fans of both teams. As this year's backyard brawl goes to Olympian, a 34-20 victory over rival Otai Ranch. And ladies and gentlemen, we invite you to stay tuned to PlayOnSports.com for our post-game coverage. We'll wrap up all the action in our post-game show, and we'll try to have an interview with our player of the game. That's coming up in just a few moments. Once again, on homecoming night from Olympian High School, the Eagles remain perfect on the season 7-0 with a 34-20 victory over Otai Ranch here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1.
For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
And welcome back to PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports. It's the postgame show here from Olympian High School in Chula Vista, California, where the Olympian Eagles stay perfect, go 7-0 on the season with a 34-20 victory over neighborhood rival Otai Ranch. And tonight that ends the 6-0 streak of the Mustangs as Olympian wing T offense just ran over and through this Mustang defense. And right now I'm not sure there's much that can get in the way of this Olympian football team during the regular season. They could go perfect 10-0.
Well, coming into tonight's game, they're just well prepared. And you could tell that by the execution of the team on the field, both offensively and defensively. They came into tonight, expecting the athleticism of a Otai Ranch offense and defense to really take it to them. And I'm telling you, it was Olympian who took it to Otai Ranch tonight. And I just credit the offensive and defensive lines by doing a great job and just controlling the line of scrimmage and just having an effective running game. And that was a story of the night.
Harrison Hewlin, running back for Olympian, our Play On Sports player of the game, unfortunately unable to get an interview with him tonight. But 3 rushing touchdowns, an outstanding game by him. But boy, the unsung heroes, and we talked about this throughout the game, it's got to be that Olympian offensive line that just blew holes for every one of the running backs for Olympian. They just had, the avenues were wide, the lanes were perfect, and it just rushed for over 300 yards. Absolutely tremendous job by that front 5.
Oh, they were just staying on their blocks. They were getting great angles. They were doing great combo blocks, getting down to the second level. And then in addition to that, the wide receivers, when the sweeps were called to the outside, wide receivers were blocking downfield. Running backs were blocking for the fullbacks on the bellies. Everything was just working right tonight for Olympian, and they come out victorious tonight. Great game.
Absolutely. And the Eagles looking for another return trip to Qualcomm Stadium. They want some retribution for last year's title loss to Cathedral Catholic. They may have the team to do it here with a huge senior-laden program. Well, folks, that's going to wrap it up here from Olympian High School, where on homecoming night, the Eagles have defeated Otai Ranch 34-20. And we'd like to thank you for joining PlayOnSports.com's coverage of Friday Night Football from San Diego, California. And be sure to check PlayOnSports.com for information and links to all of our upcoming broadcasts. For our producer, Marco Rodriguez, our videographer, Adolfo Villanueva, and my partner, Big Bob Osuna. I'm TC Wardell saying so long, and hope you'll join us next Friday night on your destination for high school sports and Friday Night Football, PlayOnSports.com.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot.